To more Dark Souls 3. Uh, in this, I know I've done a lot of Dark Souls footage. I've done a lot of Dark Souls stuff. Like an ungodly amount of Dark Souls stuff. I know this, you know this, we all know this. So, I've decided that I'm going to do one more run, one more Dark Souls run. And then, if it gets let's say as many views as let's change your hair. Um, if this one gets a good enough view count, then we will in fact be doing some PvP on this character. But we're going to be starting Depraved because it's what I do. I wanted to, if I'm going to do a PvP setup, then it is going to be a real PvP setup. I'm going to start from base, and when I get there, I get there. I went way too in-depth with that, now I don't remember. So I think it was 103. Zero, zero. But the other thing is going to be I also want to do something more interesting. So generally my idea is every time I go through, I'm always going to start out with the same kind of setup. I'm always going to have a big sword, I'm always going to have a big stick, I'm always going to hit you like a bus. But this time, we're going to have something else. What else? I don't know. Will I beat the game? I don't know. Will I do the DLC? Probably not. I just like playing Dark Souls, and I felt like playing Dark Souls. So we're having random DLC fun. Or not DLC fun, DS3 fun. DLC, DS3, drink to me. So the other thing is going to be the fact that I haven't played this in a while. Like I've been playing a lot of like Risk of Rain, a lot of an ungodly amount of Smite. I've been playing Paladins. Been playing what else? I've been playing a lot of Overwatch. Like I've been playing a lot of not Dark Souls. So my big thing is going to be the fact that in especially Risk of Rain, which is probably the closest thing I have to a Dark Souls game that isn't Dark Souls, that I have been playing a lot recently. Every time you go to pick something up, you press square. In Dark Souls, you press X. This is gonna take a second for me to get back to, because I haven't done it in a while. I've spent an ungodly amount of time playing Risk of Rain, and so I'm kind of set up to the press square to open backs. Once backs is open, press square to item, or jump into item. In this game, jumping is hardly a thing you do in the first place, let alone is it something you do consistently. But, we are going to do as much as we can, which is probably not actually going to be all that much. We're gonna do what we can. Ooh! I didn't know he could hit me from through the thing. That's actually really, really bad. I also didn't know he could do that. Christ. But, I don't know. I haven't quite figured out what I'm gonna do for my build yet or anything. I just know that I want to do a run where I'm not using the same kind of tactic of how hard can I hit you before you can hit me, even though that's pretty much Dark Souls in a nutshell. But I'm gonna try other things. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, and I don't even know if this stream will carry on. If people like it, if people watch it, I might do another one on this character, but otherwise, this might just end up being a one and done kind of thing. But if you a-holes want to see me do PvP, the only way to do it is going to be watching the video and liking the video. If I have enough likes by the time I'm done Ratchet and Clank, because that'll actually give enough time, and I can play this one. I can do I'll do streams of this whenever I want, because it's not meant to be a third Dark Souls 3 Let's Play. I just feel like faffing about, and Dark Souls 3 is fun, so we're going to do little bits of things here and there with Dark Souls 3. And at some point, which I don't know when, we will actually probably end up... God damn it. We'll probably end up returning to one of the stream characters for the next DLC when that comes out. Because, you know, it's a Dark Souls 3 DLC. I might as well do it. But, a big goal is to pretty much like, how much random crap can we do in this game before it gets boring? So now I'm actually thinking about it. I think I know what kind of a build I want to go for. Again, this isn't going to be a full Let's Play. This is probably not even going to be the full, like, me beating the game. It might just be like, I play it for a little bit here and there. I do some stuff off screen. Might even do a lot of stuff off screen. Like, it's a for fun character. Don't expect me to be, like, all in. But, I'll do some stuff here and there. I'll do some stuff on screen, do some stuff off screen, until I get to the point where I feel like if this character was something I decided that I wanted to really go in depth with, I could. So for as of right now, I think I'm going to do... Man, I hit you harder than you hit me. Bro, you're a boss. Why am I hitting you harder than you're hitting me? Alright, so I think the goal for this is to try and find out something fun but stupid. Something that could never really be a good setup, and go from there. which ends up meeting our goal. If we want to have a really shitty, not flawed, if we want to have a crappy PV, if we want to have a crappy setup, but we want it to work, then I'm gonna have to start mixing and matching. Because there's not a whole lot. There are some setups in this game that are, in fact, just not good. But there's more setups in this game that are very, very good. So that means this character will probably end up being a faith build. Why? Because they're generally seen as shit. And they're very difficult to play, because 90% of the spells that you have are defensive. If you want to be a mage in a Dark Souls game, you need to be able to kill things consistently and effectively. So, I'll probably end up doing, like, I don't know, some kind of, like, I don't know, maybe a, faith dex or faith strength, just some kind of mixture of, like, actually, I could probably take it one step further and do a, faith dex great axe. Spoilers, I only say that because there's a faith strength axe in the, a faith strength great axe build would be fine because there's a great axe in the DLC that hits like a fucking bus and has scaling off of strength and faith. The issue is I can't fight half the bosses until I get it, because a lot of them are kind of immune to lightning. There's at least 3 or 4 that are just complete immunity to lightning damage. And so, if I want to use lightning as my main source of attacking, I need to either bug up and learn how to hit like a bus and run against enemies that are practically immune to lightning, or I'm gonna have to do something else, and I'm gonna have to do something a lot more along the lines of like uh like a faith build in terms of I have faith spells, but all of my weapons are like chaos or dark or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna build. I just know that I want it to be either really fun or really dumb. I'd like it to be both, but that's not really a thing. Either it's a dumb build or it's a fun build. And I already did my guts run, which ended way sooner than I thought it would. I would do a Casca run or like a Griffith run or something, but Casca's kind of hard to deal with because of how the straight sword that she uses in terms of how it would be in this game is so ungodly bad that no one ever use it. Ah, damn it. Alright, so I'm gonna think about it, and I'll be right back, guys. Yeah? Much apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I fell up the stairs. That's what I do. Actually, one more second. I'm gonna see if I have streaming. Let me invite players. Let me see if I can get some friendly friends. Invite him and him. Turn it up so I can hear them if they join. It's gonna be really obnoxious. Died, so I gotta kill these guys again. Oh, the roughest part is gonna be killing this guy so I can get his katana. Damn it. You know what? If I can get one of them to join, then they can make up my build. Because I feel like it'd be funner to have a random, just like, assortment of crap. Just want to get me my thing, though. And I know I don't have any extra gear. Oh yeah, I have a better shield. That gives me more, have everything, really. The plank shield is bad. Alright. Last try, then I'll just come back later. I am just bad. Okay. Go get my souls and come back later for that guy. Oh, man. So, I guess the big idea would be, what will I do about my stats until I get my my levels in? I'm sad that that's how I did it, but I got the katana. And I have gloves now, so there's that. I have just earned 2 pieces of armor and a sword that I don't think I can use. You know what? I have an idea, actually. It won't work out for a PvP setup, but I think I have an idea. If I want to level up without screwing up a build, I'll just I'll put 1 point into everything every level. That way, I never get the shit out of the stick. That's actually a pretty good idea, but It's also bad. Alright. We want... What do we want to do? Ugh. High Wall of Lothric. Hmm. The idea for the build is rough, because I don't want to do, like... I want to do something fun, but at the same time, something that's actually a thing I know I can do. Which is pretty limited, actually, because I'm not very good at this game. Usually. I'm even worse after getting a tad rusty. Hi. Means your ugly brother with a halberd is coming over too. Ooh, I got the great axe. That's a really good early item for this. We might go great lightning great axe. I didn't use as many fire bombs there as I thought I would. I got 2 Titanite shards and an ember. Man, I thought it was rusty, but I did pretty good against that thing. Like, those are generally the difficult early game enemies, and I just took his ass out. Go me. Let's see how far I can get with 3 Estus. So far, so good. We're literally just gonna live on a prayer for a minute here. His hat gave him slightly more protection than these guys. Hi, Kiba. Welcome to the stream. So I started up a Dark Souls stream. Just because no one was really on. I didn't know if, I didn't know when anyone was going to log on.
You saw the trailer. That is why.
Let's go with that. That sounds much better than I was lonely and had no one to talk to. But I don't know what kind of build I'm gonna go for. I just have a stick right now. I started depraved and I have a club and a shield, and I'm just slapping all of the enemies.
Here's something that'll fit. No, here's the thing you should do that you'll probably never do. Shield only run.
Fuck your face.
You can only use the shield. Yeah, you can only use the shield bash as your
That means
attack
I can only. That means I'm useless until I get to the fucking crypt.
Wait, what's so special about the crypt?
The crypt, you can get the bone wheel skeleton shield. That's the only one that can do damage.
No, other ones can do damage.
That's the only one that can reasonably do damage.
No, the bigger ones can do damage. The thing is
you don't get a bigger one until after the second or third boss. Oh no, not even the second or third. You don't get one from Vort, you don't get one from the tree, and you don't get one from the Abyss Watchers. Which means the only possible way I would have one is if I went on a hyper aggro route. And I skipped a bunch of shit just to get a shield.
I mean,
or I farmed the Lothric. Not a great shield. I have a shield because everyone starts with a shield. I think, except for mages. No, even mages do. I think, except for the sorcerer doesn't. That's the one. The sorcerer starts with a mail breaker. Piece of shit.
Piece of crap. Piece of
you useless piece of ass. But my thing was, I don't know what I want to do. My first thought was something like, I'll do something really stupid but really fun. Like I'll do, I don't know, a faith strength run, cause that could be fun. Except for the fact that I'm useless for the first half the game. I can heal myself, but that's it. Like, I can't go and, let me go and speed through X area and get Lightning Spear. Because that's not a thing. Not only is that in a late...
chance of having something drop a Lightning Spear, it's only obtainable
with
one method.
You can only get it one way, and that one way is very, very much so not safe.
And accumulated only through one run.
Yeah. So... the other issue would be the fact that the only good weapon that scales off of strength and faith is in the DLC, and it's dropped. And I think it's in one of those areas that's hidden behind. Hey, here's a bunch of giants that you can't fight normally.
You only need the one spell in this game, so I mean that was a plus.
Which, well, I mean, I could use Way of the White Corona, as much as it's shit. When Vadi the Lore Master says they probably forgot about it because it's shit, it might be shit. Oh, I also found something earlier today that I don't know how you'll feel about it. You might not like it, though.
Okay.
I will send you the video in a minute. It's very interesting, and it's about Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Man, luckily at least I'm kind of fast when it comes to certain enemies, or else I would be screwed. I would not have gotten to the dragon, let alone survived getting mostly past him. Except for the fact that I'm an idiot and I went back for a mimic that I probably shouldn't have gone back for this early.
Yeah, probably not.
There it is. Alright. Whenever you log on Skype next, you'll have a video from me. And it'll be the thing that I was mentioning just now.
Okay.
I'm still kind of stumped because I want to make a build that's actually good, but at the same time I don't want to do the same one build that I've done 3 times. Oh, also you have something else on Skype. You should really log on Skype when you get a second.
But my computer doesn't like it.
I know, but you should probably do it pretty soon because you were the one who asked me for one of the things I sent you.
Was there a key for what to speak?
Might be a key for what to speak. Which means I have 1 left and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I can't do a giveaway because I don't have enough viewers. So, that's kind of out of the question.
You can, but it would be really one-sided.
Yeah. It would just end up going to Argo or something. Like, might as well just send it to him, but like, geez. I don't have enough viewers that watch my videos consistently enough to be like, oh, let me do this thing on the weekend. It'll be like, oh man. Well, we're playing Smite. If I get whoever X subscriber is gets a thing, which would suck for people who are already subbed to me because you know they'd have to unsub and then resub. Huh. Holy crap, I can do that? That's awesome! So, I just learned a thing.
Okay.
You can totally roll out of the dragon's fire blast. You know that dragon in Lothric Castle? Or High Wall of Lothric? When he's doing his fire blast on the thing where you get the claymore, you can just roll through it. I only learned that because I was trying to roll from the claymore to another item, and he was doing fire blast, and I just dodged, and I was like, oh, neat. I can do that. There's a dodge mechanic in this game after all. That's actually, you know, reasonable and not obnoxious. Oh, also, Kiba. I was doing some network tests last night for streams. I can actually stream Smite now without the game dying or the stream dying.
Interesting.
I did 3 assault matches, which before I could only do a duel. That was it. That's the only thing I was able to stream is duels. Otherwise, I would get kicked. But I was streaming assault, which is significantly more people than a duel, and I got 3 matches in, and I did not crash once. And the streams, like, the lifespan that YouTube shows you when you're streaming on YouTube was at good the entire time. Like, I never dropped below good. I never even got to Gokay. Gokade. Which is awesome, because before, if I was streaming, like, offline Dark Souls, the stream would die. just because my internet was having before the upgrade was having an issue just getting online on games in the first place, let alone streaming them for an hour.
Yeah.
But now, not only can I stream things like Dark Souls for an hour without the stream or the game dying, I can stream Smite, which means I'm pretty sure I can stream everything. I also was trying out the share play, and I think I convinced Riley that whenever he can, he should get Overwatch. So, that's good. Fireball. 1, 2.
Firebolt.
Ow! I forgot these assholes hit through everything. Oh yeah, I also had a comedy thought, Kiba.
Hmm.
You know how seasons usually last like 2 or 3 months? Yeah, generally 3 months, but there's a month in between seasons.
Uh-huh.
There's a month of purgatory, where we're just in the seasonal abyss.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was funny, because my dad agreed with me not knowing what I meant by seasonal abyss. Also, I just had an issue occur. It's only an issue because I could have used the item that I didn't get. I had one of the abyss worms fall off the map.
Huh.
Which I actually didn't know that they could do, because I thought their AI would just be like, oh man, I'm close to an edge. Better fuck off in the other direction. No, this one was just like, no, fuck it. Suicide, bro. Seppuku. I live for this shit. It's all ritualistic and stuff. So I think the other issue with the Great Shield idea, the only Great Shield I could get without having to get to, I think, Yorm.
Well, it doesn't have to be a great shield. It can be any shield, but you're only allowed to attack using shield bashes.
I know, which is why it would have to be a Great Shield. Because if I want to do damage, I need a Great Shield.
The other way, though.
Yeah, one's faster, but one's more effective, and I can't kill bosses with either. Unless I want to take it, unless I want it to take like 4 hours per boss. But I'm currently actually still sitting on, I think SL1. Yeah, I'm soul level 1. I'm a soul level 1 depraved with, club. And shitty, raggedy-ass cloth armor. Oh, I got a Lothric Knight Shield. Oh, god damn it. Wait. Oh. Well, that's kind of convenient, but kind of not. I can use any shield without the stats, it's just I think it takes more stamina when I block things. If I don't have the stats to wield it. I still kind of need better shield, though. This shield is good, but I don't have the stats. So, Kiba,
Fuck you, Genji.
what kind of build do you think I should go for that isn't shield bash only?
Well,
I don't know. Currently, I'm a measly soul level 1 on my way to Vort. Which, by the way, is dumb.
well, that's the fun part. Go through the entire game of soul level 1, never upgrading anything, never upgrading Restless Flask or anything. Just do it.
I don't want to do that. I don't think I'm good enough to do that. I actually think I'm almost guaranteed to screw up if I do that. Partially because I have a hard time with normal enemies half the time. Because I suck. And partially because I chose the worst possible class to do a Soul Level 1 run with. Actually, I think I chose the only class that can actually do a Soul Level 1 run. But the point of the matter, I will have a bad time. I'm dead. Oh, I have a viewer. Hello.
Oh yeah, I totally saw that before.
Oh. Well, I thought it was interesting, and it popped up on my feed today.
Popped up on mine too.
It might have something to do with the fact that I watch a lot of Dark Souls and Bloodborne stuff. Especially Vadi's content. Yeah, I have a viewer. I wonder who it is. It's almost certainly not you. Ow! Can I... better... shit. Oh, I can! I have a better weapon. Yay! Now I don't have to just use a blunt stick. I have a sword. Oh boy. Well, I guess this is Soul Level 1 until I figure out what the hell I'm gonna do. Pretty sure I can't get his drop anymore because he technically died already. Oh, right, you're a stick. Yay, I got the thing from the lizard.
No, that's something that's very funny and weird that I noticed.
Huh.
When I join in a match, more than likely it's in a losing match. There's only been a couple of times where I've joined in a match that has won. However, it kind of makes sense because
in
people
Overwatch?
rage. Yeah, the only thing it makes sense because people who lose or believe that they're
sore losers
doing well enough just drop. Yeah.
People who lose are generally sore losers. There's a few that aren't. There's a few that are actually really cool about it, but there's a lot of sore losers.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's something I was always curious about.
Hmm?
There's a room in, the High Wall of Lothric. And in said room, you can see a door from another pathway, but you can't ever open that door.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it there?
There's a bunch of those in Dark Souls 2, so you know. And there was like two of them that were very specific, like these are specifically designed doors that are only
Oh,
in
I
this
also
location.
had an epiphany about Dark Souls 1 and 2 that I thought was kind of interesting. So, you know how in Dark Souls 1 it's like you hear about everything starting up, but in Dark Souls specifically for Artorias. In Dark Souls 1, you find out who Artorias is, but in Dark Souls 2, he's unknown. Like, no one's ever heard of Artorias before. But you find the majestic greatsword. The only way that makes sense is that that's where that sword was, and in sometime in the timeline, Artorias went and found it there. Which would make a lot of sense, actually. But that also can't happen. Well, No, because
You only craft the sword using someone's soul. You don't actually take the
No,
sword.
no, in Dark Souls 2, you actually find the sword. You straight up
Yeah,
take it
but I
from a
meant in Dark
chest.
Souls
Yeah,
1.
in Dark Souls
In
1,
Dark
you
Souls 1, you
craft
have to
it, but in
craft
Dark
it,
Souls 2,
so...
you find it. And it's not known as Artorias' sword or the Wolf Knight sword. It's strictly,
That's because it
here's a
lost its
magical
name.
fucking sword. Then
Oh
how
yeah, it
did it
lost
get
its
its name
name.
back in Dark Souls 3?
Because continuity doesn't exist between the two games, because people are
Because
assholes.
2A doesn't exist, and B, I'm trying to make it exist. So, headcanon, I figured it would make more sense that instead of Dark Souls 2 never happened, Dark Souls 2 is both a prequel and a sequel in certain aspects, because you find items that would exist in that location before Dark Souls 1, but you also find items in other locations that should only exist after Dark Souls 1, kind of thing. Like the sword could be a precursor to Dark Souls 1, but then the souls of the great ones would be post. Kind of deal. Do you get what I'm saying, or am I speaking out of my ass?
Yeah, just focusing on building.
What are you building? Wait, are you done your
Turrets?
homework?
No, I'm not doing it until tomorrow.
Why?
Because I'm so tired of fucking school shit today. I refuse to do it today.
I guess that makes sense.
I just spent way more time today doing school shit I don't want to do anymore. Also, I have way less to do this week than I did last, so I only have like 2 things to read instead of 6.
Hmm. Well, keep a pick 2 stats in Dark Souls. Any 2 stats that aren't like health, because I don't think that would work out well. Just like a strictly health build.
Mm.
Any 2 offensive stats. You know, this is why I invited Friley to the chat. Bastard's not joining, but
I don't
he has
have
an
the
invite.
answers for you. The problem is I know you've pretty much done every build, so it's really hard to say, you know.
Just choose something that would be fun. I don't care what it is. Could have done it 5
I don't know
times
what
already.
that
I don't
is.
care. What do you think would be fun? What
Pick
would
a sword
you
that
find
you've
fun?
never used before and use it.
But I've only used like I've only used the ultra great swords in that one time where I did a straight sword run, I think, which may or may not have been in this game.
Amber, you're a bitch.
Well, I've gotten shittier. I was doing really good for the first 30 minutes or so, and then I started to suck for the last 10 or 20. Like I lost I think almost 12,000 souls before Vort. Hmm.
There we go, 1-1. Awesome.
Whew.
Okay.
Well, I got an answer. Not an answer that's going to be easy for me, but an answer. I asked, well, I first asked you, and you didn't really give me an answer. You vague son of a bitch. So I asked Riley instead. I told him to choose between the 4 offensive stats. He chose a dexterity intelligence build. Which is slightly convenient because I have the Uchigatana.
Who doesn't have the Uchigatana at that point in the game?
Huh?
Because who doesn't have the Uchigatana at that point in the game?
I mean, it's a free 2,000 souls that I lost, but I still have the sword, and it's also the only armor I've found so far. Because, you know, depraved build and such. Or depraved start and such. Oh my god, I've screwed up. Alright, I'm gonna go and stop sucking for a second and get my build up. Riley is here. Hello, Riley. Have you checked to see if or can you check rather to see if you can be heard in the stream? Because I don't remember if we did that before. No, I'm already doing one. You just joined it. Yeah, but can you be heard? Do you know? I don't care who's there. I'm just asking if you can be heard so it doesn't sound like me and Kiba are talking to ourselves when we're talking to you.
I'm talking about you.
That too. He is in the chat. There's a chance he is. Kiba's already here.
What?
Did it say that there was a an anonymous user? Weird.
I am not a user, goddammit.
You're offline, therefore you're anonymous.
I am not a user, damn it. I don't do drugs.
Yet.
Fuck your drugs. Unless you consider Dark Souls a drug.
I
Or
mean,
gaming, or YouTube.
with how this works, death
Or
might as well be
life.
the drug that Dark Souls is.
The drug that never dies. Oh wait.
Except for the fact that you always die.
Except for, yeah, that's the point. You always die. I need to
Well,
pitch
I hear me and I hear Kiba, which means now we.
I can hear him. Slightly.
Well, I opened up the stream on my laptop to see if I can hear everyone in the stream.
I mean, he could always check his settings.
Well, I have the huge katana, so I just need to get stats. Question is... I'm going to need a lot of dexterity. I can get 2 points.
Bar.
Black Ops 3's multiplayer is mostly broken guns. There's only like 4 that are shitty.
I play a match where I fucking
Riley. So I'm gonna need you to go into the chat settings right quick. Un momento, chat. Party settings. And then see if allow your voice to be shared is set to always allow. Because in the stream, I cannot hear you.
Always.
You do not exist, Riley.
Now you
I
exist.
know. I'm a figment of your magic penis.
Ew. That
Magic
would be
penis?
horrible.
I like imaginary
hear that
penis.
right?
Yeah, it would be.
I don't know why it paused the stream. That was weird.
Yeah. Maybe they just weren't ready.
Well, you can be heard now. You're not very loud, but you can be heard. Better than nothing.
Compared to everybody else.
Let's check.
That's really weak.
My...
Shit.
Where's my microphone?
That is also something you could try fixing in the chat settings if you wanted to see if
Yeah.
that helps.
How about now? Is that good?
Let's see.
You guys have me set up everything today. God damn.
Hello, can you hear me? You can suck on my head. Specifically Scott.
Damn it. Fuck off, Knight!
Is that good?
Yes, it is much better. Go away, stop
Alright.
trying to poke me. Ow, fuck!
Why are you out there? That was interesting. Yeah, I'm not really specialist. I did.
Alright.
I don't know. Sarah. What a stupid.
Alright, that's better. Now
Oh,
everyone
got
can be
online
heard.
again.
Well, not everyone. Who knows? We might have deaf people in the chat. You ever think about that? You insensitive prick.
No,
You insensitive cock.
that's the point. I'm far too lazy to make a subtitled version of my video, and I don't think I have anyone who's dedicated enough to my channel to do that for me. So, there's that.
Probably not.
That you're aware of.
Secondary gunfighter. Yeah, really can.
I think the most dedicated person who watches my videos is Argo, and he's not even... he doesn't even watch all of them. He only joins for the streams that he's home for.
Well, yeah, people have lives, damn it.
No, I mean, like, he won't, like, if it's archived footage, he won't watch it.
Oh, oh.
Yeah.
That was
Literally
so,
just
I mean, to a
joined
point, there are
on
certain
live
things-
streams.
He's there for the stream.
Yeah, there's certain things that I have
Ow,
that
fuck.
issue with, but typically I try to watch. If I start something, I usually watch all of it, or at least I try to,
Oh god, somebody's.
or at least listen to it at a minimum, so they get. Well, depending on YouTube's policy now, that might not even matter, but you know, the time I'm spending
It
on
changes
someone's
every 2 weeks or
video-
something, like... At this
Yeah,
point,
well, I
you
heard
just
the
do
last-
everything
the
and hope
last-
for the best.
The last one was they changed it to where it's not view count anymore. It's how long someone spends on your video,
Yeah, it's view time, not view count.
and it's also how they're viewing consistency of your channel
Yep.
as a whole. So not
And that
just
will
X series,
determine
so-
how popular you are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if
So-
you're not already famous, enjoy not ever being famous.
Yeah, exactly. If you weren't famous before, you ain't gonna be famous now. Have fun.
That's why I
faster.
find Twitch is a little bit better for streaming now.
That's why
because,
everybody
like,
moved to
people
either
play it,
Twitch or Patreon, so that they can
Yeah,
still.
Well,
like,
Patreon
actually
is
do
so
their
that people
job.
can get paid.
Yeah, so people can actually do their job. Or what
Well,
was their job that YouTube?
Vadi still does
people
upload to
tried take care
YouTube,
of.
but he has a Patreon so that he can actually have a consistent
Yeah.
currency.
But Vadi's
so
awesome,
he can-
so you know.
He also only uploads a video once every month, almost.
Yeah, there's that too.
Which is hilarious because the channel Game Theory, not nearly as popular as him, uploads every, like, week or two.
gets about as much as he does. As he
I
gets.
think actually makes significantly less, but I don't know. The big difference is Game Theory is a bunch of crap. Like, it's a bunch of different things. It's no one consistent thing. Vadi is pretty much strictly Dark Souls and other Souls related things. Partially because he was sent early footage of the DLC, so he had a DLC explanation video like 2 weeks before the DLC video was aired.
I was gonna say, and then he aired it the day that the fucking DLC got shown to us.
Actually, I think he aired it a week before.
You know, he aired it the exact day that the actual.
Oh, he
trailer
aired
came
it the
out.
same day? Huh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
mean-
that was part of their agreement was he wasn't allowed to show that video.
You can't
until
show
the
it
trailer
early,
came
but
out.
once we upload the base
Once we
trailer,
upload the trailer,
go
it's
ham.
fine.
But he also, like, he was in, I remember before Bloodborne was released, he was asked by FromSoft if he could stop by the studio and, like, get a hands-on and explain some
Get a
shit.
high.
He was one of, like, 10 people who were allowed to do that. Like, there was not many. I think it was him, Indie and I think Paragon DS, but I don't know.
I only know Paragon Nova. I don't know who you're talking about. And he
It's
got
all Dark
really
Souls
weird.
people.
Oh, well done.
They're all Dark Souls people that are like their only reason why they have a job is because they have Dark Souls content and that only. Difference is Vadi, Vadi. It was Ashen, not Indie. But they all do Dark Souls stuff, and Vadi and the Ashen Hollow do Dark Souls lore
know
videos.
Yeah, I know him.
And then Paragon
He's
Dark
the other
Souls
one.
will either do other like extra whatever lore Vadi and Ashen don't cover, as well as
Covers
he
the
might
rest of
talk
it.
about like builds, where the best place to grind is. Like he'll make it. He's more of a
Strategery channel.
yeah. It's more of what's the
MGTs
word?
How to do
thing.
things, how to be good at things, how to not suck at things.
It's kind of like a general help kind of thing. Like it more helps you play better in general rather than Vadi and Ashen, where you have clearly already played the game. That's why you want to know the lore. So you kind of have to be good enough to get to the points where, like, you've played the game through at least one time.
Not necessarily.
Well,
Sometimes
the reason why I
people-
say that,
just 'cause
you're
someone
not
sucks
really
at a
gonna
game doesn't mean
know.
they can't like the lore to it.
Well, no, well, here's what I mean. You're not really gonna know that in the Profound Capital, Laddersmith Gilligan is dead on the ground if you've never made it to to that area.
Well, yeah, no.
So
certain
most of the
bits
people who
information
are
there.
learning about the lore can only really understand it if they've gotten to that point in the game. If you've beaten all
But that's
three,
also
holy shit,
why-
you understand most things. Like, you've seen where everything is, mostly. So you kind of, like,
That's
when they
also
say,
why,
this item is found here, or on this enemy, or something, and you're like, okay. Now explain
But
me
that's
why.
also why like a lot of items link to other things, or why like Body specifically when he's talking about something points it out in video and shows
Yeah.
you where it is.
I think
or what it
I
is.
think the funniest thing though, in Bloodborne, there wasn't all that many videos of like, this is the lore of Bloodborne. It was mostly, this is why Bloodborne is related to X thing. Whether X thing is Berserk or the Bible is up to you, but it's still related to X thing.
That's because that went in a whole different direction.
Well, with it's mostly because Bloodborne's lore is not really very built because it's All you really need to know
There could
is
be more
there were
action,
hunters
maybe.
before you. There was a
Still
hunt
there.
before you, and now you're just the next one. Like you're
Whatever
not
hunt was
special
before
at
me, then how the hell
all.
did these alien things got to take over the fucking planet? I don't know.
Like in Bloodborne, it's a lot less. Hey, here's this big world that you can explore. It's more, hey, here's Yarnum. That's like 90% of the game right there. Well, I mean, on a fun fact, we have 2 people who've played Dark Souls, so we have all 3 levels of knowledge of Souls games. I play these games way too much. Kiva plays just enough, and I don't think, Riley, you've played them very much, if at all.
I've spent about, I think I put about 12 hours into the first Dark Souls game. In which case, it was me getting through the one part.
Was
going
it
through a
12 hours
fucking-
of actual progression, or was it 12 hours of getting your ass kicked?
Actual progression. I was just
Oh,
doing
nice.
relatively well. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I know.
Had a hard time dealing with larger knights, like giant fucking guys in big black fucking cloaks and armor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
those are
supposed
the
to be an
endgame
issue.
enemies.
That's
Yeah,
why they
they're supposed
exist.
to be endgame enemies.
They'd be facing away from me, and the game, like, there'd be a tip. It'd be like, "Yo, fucking backstab." I'm like, "All right," I get close to him. I go to backstab. Character does a normal
Turns
attack. I'm
around.
like, "Oh, you fucking retard!"
So, the fun
I
fact,
had the hardest.
the Black
cannot
Knights
backstab.
are pretty much owned.
Well,
They're there
yes.
to be a pain in the ass, and you're not really supposed to be able to kill them until the end of the game normally. But
Yeah,
if
that's
you
all
like,
they
if
put
you
normal
start
enemies.
playing and you start learning how like the
Water.
timing for backstabs, the timing for parries, like you get everything down to where you kind of understand how everything works and when to do it. They
Oh, yeah,
become
I got to
kind
the
of a
point where I was
joke.
like,
Like, if you can get to the point where every time they get up, you can backstab them immediately, they can't fight back, and thus you just get a giant awesome sword or shield, and you're just like, oh, cool. I have some of the best gear early game. Fight me, bro.
Yeah, which is the first one. Like I played at a friend's place. I played Dark Souls where I decided to give my character a medium build because I was like, I'm gonna get destroyed. I might as well fucking know. Like I might as well increase the amount in which I'm going to be destroyed. I only died twice, and I made it relatively far. Like I only put in about like I think 4 hours, but it was fun. Killed a couple of Black Knights, like a lot of Black Knights. Got to the part where dragons start breathing fire again. So that was obnoxious. Didn't die to that though.
Flashbacks, no.
I died once to the first boss because I fucking my finger slipped off the analog stick and I didn't move and I got hit really hard. So that was a thing.
That happens.
Also, my friend's room, it was like minus like fucking 5 degrees. Like the fucking floor was ice basically.
I
You're
think
laughing
actually,
like, I'm not
Speaking
kidding.
of ice,
I know.
I'm being real with you.
isn't
yeah.
snowing anymore. At least not yet.
No, I'm not laughing because I think you're kidding. I'm laughing because I know it's true.
Yeah, no. Like he lives
You live in
on
Canada.
It's called Mark,
He
so
does.
it's a back hill area. Like they don't even have like any electrical heating, so it's all furnace heating. But
The difference is
it's like, real
Riley's
far
buddy
from
lived in the sticks. I at least live in a town.
that. Yeah, no.
So I have like central air and a actual like full house heating system. His friend did
Oh,
not.
get flanked. Oh, you flanked so hard.
But
Oh my god.
I actually think at some point, I don't really know when, but I feel like at
I'm gonna
some
do it.
point I should get you to try this game.
What Dark Souls
DS3.
2?
Yeah. Dark Souls 3,
I've played it.
you could probably try Bloodborne if you wanted to.
Oh,
Because I think I have them both downloaded. I don't know. I'd have to check. But,
Oh god. Fucking Traycon.
the big thing is they don't play anything like each other. So if you play, like, Dark Souls 3 first, you're going to be used to, like, blocking a lot, dodging a little bit. as to in Bloodborne, if you're not dodging, you're dead because your gun will not save you.
Nope. No,
Well,
unless you
actually, it can, but you
It
gotta be
can,
good at
it just won't. Unless
Either
you're
you
like
gotta
a
be good at it, or
master
you gotta
of
get really
gun.
fucking lucky.
Yeah, unless you're a master of the gun combat, it's not going to save you because timing is a lot more important with that than it is when you parry.
And certain
Like
times
when
it's not even
when you
also just
parry, at
timing,
least you have a 5-second window. When you shoot, you have a 3-frame window.
It's also one of those things where if you hit certain enemies, you actually have to hit them in a specific spot while they're doing that, or else you don't actually stagger them.
Yeah, like depending
what's your
on
beef
how
with
you
the,
play,
dependent?
Dark Souls might be a lot easier, but
God damn it.
Bloodborne is easier if you're hyper aggressive the entire game because that's what the game is, hyper aggression, the movie, the game. Either you're
That's sad.
hyper aggressive and you're up in the enemy's grill the entire time, or you're dead. And then in Dark Souls, you can be a little bit more passive. You can sit in the back line shooting with magic or what have you. And then you can block with a shield if it gets close, or you can just run. But in Bloodborne,
That's sad.
you're not the only thing with a gun, and your gun is a lot weaker than everything else's gun.
Dark Souls has more of a safety net.
Yeah. Dark Souls, in a lot of ways, is actually a lot easier for
If you
especially
can't-
newcomers.
If
But
you can't figure out how to do dodging in Bloodborne, you're just not gonna have a good time.
partially because that is the only way you're gonna get
That's
away
the entire-
from everything.
Yeah, that's the only thing you got. If you don't use it, you are dead.
In Dark Souls, at least you have like if you can't
You
dodge
have other
consistently,
options.
you can block. You don't need to just dodge. You have a block option. In Bloodborne, you do. It's gonna be literally the dumbest thing you could do, but it exists.
The only things that are different are like the Duke's, or not the Duke's Freya, the fucking what's the one bitch I hate who was only weak to magic in the Abyss?
Nishandra? No. Yes.
No,
One of them.
the one where you had to go through the three dark areas.
Dark Lurker.
And kill it.
He was not immune. He was not immune to physical attacks. It's just you're not gonna get close to him.
You're not doing any damage unless you're using match.
Well, the issue wasn't that
Doing
you wouldn't be
piss.
doing any damage if you weren't using magic. It's that you
Wasn't
had
doing
to be
enough.
fast as fuck. Like, you had to be mobile the entire fight, or you were not going to hit him. Because he was able to teleport, so he would generally be like, oh, you're within 5 feet, let me just
Actually-
teleport 30 feet away to the other end of the room. That's what he did when I fought him, at least. Eh.
It's a she, not a he.
I don't care what it is, it's a fucking dark shadow monster.
Are you talking about that fucking witch bitch that teleports, creates duplicates?
Maybe.
It's the dark something. Is all I can
It's called the
remember.
Dark Lurker. It's in Dark Souls 2, and it's an
Lurker.
optional boss that you can only get through via PvP crap. Sort of.
Alright, then I definitely did not ever fight it. 'Cause there's something like that in Dark Souls 2. I keep saying Black Ops because that's what I'm playing.
That is in
But I
Dark
hated
Souls
that
2.
boss.
In Dark Souls 1, I'm pretty sure there's a thing as well that's similar. And then in Dark Souls 3, there's
No.
there's
wasn't
nothing
really-
that creates duplicates. I figured I
Oh
was
no,
pretty
not
sure there
create
was.
duplicates. I was saying that's just like strictly immune to one thing, just like flat out. Like,
That's
there's
in
nothing
every
you can do
game.
with a
There's
sword.
always one enemy
There's-
that's immune to X element, where X is generally going to be some kind of magic.
Yeah, but when
In
it
this
came
game-
to the Dark Lurker, it was the main element you had to rely on because at that point the fucking magic got nerfed. You only had your sword.
Well, the issue was the thing it was weak against got nerfed. You could still fight it with magic, but you'd have to use like pyromancy or sorcery, which didn't
Well,
do
even
as
then,
much
remember,
damage.
it wasn't just the damage that got nerfed; it was also the usability
Scaling.
of it. You only got like a third. Yeah, the scaling, which gave you way
The,
less amount of spells per spell.
The worst thing was the fact that in Dark Souls 2, the easiest way to kill the Dark Lurker because of the magical aspect was generally
Lightning.
have lightning, have a sword with lightning, and just if it gets close to you for some absurd reason, use your lightning sword. If not, use your lightning spear and just spam it for literally ever. Because why would you not? But then in Dark Souls, in Dark Souls 2 it got nerfed, and then in Dark Souls 3 you have the
The other system, the magic use system.
yeah, as well as you have the Dragon Slayer armor, which is completely immune to lightning damage.
Well, yeah, but that's because it's a fucking dragon. But it's meant to be what's his beak to use lightning.
Ornstein?
Which is weird because the Nameless King isn't immune to lightning, even though you think he would be.
And his dragon is extremely weak to lightning.
Yeah.
So the weirdest thing
Well,
about the
really
Nameless King
interesting
fight is you
design
need to be a
decisions.
pyromancer that has capability to use both elements.
Or you just need to be really good at dodging and hitting.
Yeah, or you actually need to have mastered the game, but why would anyone do that?
I mean, we got really
Hey,
close a
Coda.
lot of times before that fucker
Coda.
came in, so, you know, it was that.
Stop it, Derpy.
No.
My puppy's
I'm
got a
a
bitch of an itch and he
all
can't
over.
scratch it. He's not allowed to scratch
I'm a
it.
Darf.
You're a Darf? That sounds bad.
He's
That
a
sounds like a bad thing.
Darf.
He's a
Oh,
Darf.
he is. Okay, but in Black Ops 3, because I'm pretty sure it's Black Ops 3, because I don't remember it looking like ass herpes. I remember there being some fucking magic, like, dark, shrouded fucking witch bitch holding some purple fucking lantern thing that you fucking hit her, she'd fucking disappear, and then, like, a bunch of her little fucking duplicates would just show up, and if you didn't hit her...
In 3? That was, Big Hat Logan's thing.
Ow.
I forgot what the
Yeah,
name of the
yeah,
boss
that
is,
is
but it
okay.
drops the magic thing that was made by Big Hat Logan.
Oh,
One of
he's
his
talking
spells
about
or
the, Crystal Sage. In Dark Souls 3.
That's what it was. That's yeah.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I
That
thought you
boss
guys
is
said.
horrible if you're a mage. Of any kind.
Very easy for anything else.
If you have physical capabilities of some kind, that boss is
And you,
just a cakewalk. But if you are in any way magical, you are gonna have a bad day. Because she has not quite complete immunity, but crazy
really high,
resistance
though.
to every magical element.
it's really high.
Snake.
She's immune to sorcery and highly resistant to magic and pyromancy. So the easiest way to fight her is generally get a sword, it's very large,
Stab it in the
or that's
face.
very quick, and stab her in the neck until it stops breathing.
Well, you deal with everything in life. I mean, Dark Souls.
Same thing.
No, Dark Souls is not life. Not if I have anything to say about it.
It is for some people. Did I get the S-Talk over here? I did. Can anyone hear music in my background for some reason?
I can't tell.
I hear
You
like
hear
what
noises?
sounds like I hear what sounds like a bass, like the
There's no like actual tune to it, it's just bass. Lots and lots of bass.
It just sounds like dun, 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 like in that exact rhythm and pace. At least it's all I can hear.
That would be my dad listening to the stereo way too loud.
Oh, your dad's one of those people.
Well, my dad and my brother, I'm pretty sure my brother is actually partially deaf at this point, though. My dad might also be, I don't know. They have very bad hearing capabilities.
Okay, you can suck my dick.
I wonder what from.
Um,
That wasn't a serious question. That was a.
Oh, fuck out of here with your brecci. Fucker. They need a foregrip for this thing. Does this thing even get a foregrip? Good question, because if it doesn't, this thing's gonna bound to be used long enough to it just in front of it. Oh, no, no. Oh, for fuck's sakes. I need to stop playing dice.
sakes.
as weird as it is, speaking of games with a 3 at the end, actually pretty disappointed with the fact that Black Ops 3 just didn't click as well as like every other game in the series at least tried to click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I'm playing
for
it just
for
because
me
I-
specifically, having played pretty much every Call of Duty except for 1 and 2. Actually, I think I only didn't play 2. I might have played Finest Hour on the Xbox, but having never played 2, Black Ops 3 just didn't kind of click right.
Didn't
Like-
do it for you.
Even Advanced Warfare with all of its issues clicked a little bit better. And that game was like 80% issues.
Yep.
At least it didn't say ghosts.
Nothing but the overpowered fucking weapons.
Well, in Ghosts, the guns were the biggest issue because there were 2 of them that were extremely overpowered and no one could do anything about them.
Honey Badger and the MTAR.
Yeah. The Honey Badger and the MTAR.
I was the asshole that put a suppressor on the MTAR and had the Honey Badger as a secondary.
Yeah,
You
I was that
bastard.
asshole too.
You bastard.
After
Oh,
the
you ran
first
out of-
like after the first
the
3
Ran out of
weeks,
bullets for one.
after
Fuck
the
you, I have
first
another
like
one.
three or 4 weeks, it was like, okay, well, the only way I can win is by doing the exact same thing everybody else is doing, which is obnoxious, but whatever, it's a Call of Duty game, it'll happen eventually anyway. And it turns out that the only way to do that was either use the MTAR, which was so overpowered that it was one of those things where you just don't want to use it because of how crazy strong it is, or use the Honey Badger / K7 because they're just better. Otherwise, like, other than the MTAR, which I don't even think ever got a nerf that mattered, the Honey Badger and the K7 were just the, like, hey, you want a gun that'll kill an entire enemy team in a clip? Here you go. It's also suppressed. You know, for when you're playing Search and Destroy and you don't want to be seen. Yeah, that's why that mode didn't exist. Until an update happened that forced the mode into the game. Because Search and Destroy was the mode that required you to have suppressed guns. Here's the 2 most powerful suppressed guns in the entire series. You don't even have to put a suppressor on them. And that game still clicked better with most people than Advanced Warfare. Like at one point,
Hello.
hello. At one point,
Hi.
Mel and Matt wanted to get a Call of Duty game because Mel had remembered playing Black Ops 2 with me and really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
But when the only one that was out that wasn't kind of really aggravating toward new players,
Wasn't
like
the same.
in Ghosts, by the time that they got their PS4 and were like, hey, we want a Call of Duty game to play, so we can all play Call of Duty together. The options were play Ghost, have 2 options for guns, or play Advanced Warfare and have to deal with the bullshit flight mechanic. Turns out,
Fair.
they would have preferred the shitty suppressor you have 2 choices in guns. Which is why Matt doesn't like first-person shooters anymore. Because he used to really like playing Black Ops 2, but then he got Advanced Warfare because it was either that or 2 guns, and he hated it. Oh, speaking of first-person shooters that exist, I have a second code, but I don't know who to give it to. Find out what you want, puppy. So the question is...
Oh wow, I got kicked for inactivity. I was gone for like 2 minutes.
Thank God you weren't playing Overwatch.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You would have gotten kicked way before you got back.
Yeah.
You
That's
can't
because
go
that's a
for
game
30
that's even-
seconds.
No, it's about 2 minutes.
No, I
It's
think it's
2
a
minutes,
minute
it's
because
easy.
it takes 2 minutes to like go to the bathroom and wash your hands if you're slow.
No, that's usually like 3 or 4.
Oh man, it depends. Depends how long
As I
you
said, normally
fucking
I don't take very long to
body
take a
is
piss, but
for-
apparently, even though I literally piss like a goddamn racehorse, it still takes me like 2 or 3 minutes. So
Anyway.
I'm even more surprised when it doesn't take me like 7 minutes to take a piss, just because like I rarely go to the
The
washroom.
issue is the fact that in Overwatch you get like by the time you get back from like going to see if someone was calling you, you've pretty much been kicked, or at least you're about to be. In Smite, you got a little more time. Make up your mind, little big dog.
That's also because you're dead for a fucking minute.
Yeah, that would be
more.
because you in Overwatch the
In
longest time you're
fucking
dead is
Overwatch
like 13
5.
seconds.
5 seconds.
Yeah. Longest time in Overwatch, a few seconds. Longest time in Smite, a minute. In Call of Duty, it's weird because you don't die for that long.
Like I had points in Smite where I died, and I had like 170-second like respawn time.
Yeah. It never gets to 2 minutes, I don't
That's-
think, but it gets really close.
170 seconds is way over 2 minutes. Like that's
It is 10
almost
seconds
3.
over 2 minutes.
yeah. Yeah.
No, I didn't say 70. I said 170.
Yeah. A minute is
Yeah.
60 seconds. 2 minutes is... No, yeah, that's 3 minutes.
120. Yeah.
Yeah, I was bad at counting.
Fucking
Whoopsies. I can't clock. Shut up. That's why I stream where it shows me how long I've been streaming for. Because otherwise I'm going to forget and I'm going to have streamed for like 4 hours and not know. Which is partially why I have to force my videos to end at the 15-minute mark if that's what I'm going for.
For every 1 kill I get with aim assist, I get at least 5 deaths because of aim assist.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
whenever I'm shooting,
Which is
anyone,
one of the
whenever
reasons why I find Soldier 76's ult so funny. Because I've played Call of Duty prior, and I know that aim assist is generally a kill thing, not a safe thing. But play Soldier 76, that's your ultimate. That's gonna guarantee you at least 2 kills at a minimum. Unless you're really
Unless you
bad
get
and you
murdered.
activate it for a single person and then die.
Or you get murdered as soon as
Yeah,
you...
or you die because you said, I have you in my sights.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like the
Everybody
McCree
turns
thing
around
of, it's high dead.
It's high. No, it's not.
It's
high,
not
nope.
high noon, damn it.
It's high. Nope.
It's high headshot, motherfucker.
Did you guys see the video of fucking like the voice actor for McCree was playing Overwatch and he had his mic on, so he just kept saying it's high noon, and people
Oh,
were
that's funny.
freaking out, like trying to find
That's
McCree.
one. That was one of the things that got nerfed, like after like the first or second iteration of the game. Was before you used to be able to start his ult up and cancel it and get half your ult back. So you could go it's high noon halfway across the map and people would just be fucking freaking out.
Everyone
trying to
would
look for you.
hide because at that point, oh shit, McCree's ulting, we're all gonna probably die. But then they made it
Yeah.
so that you can't do that anymore. Once you activate that shit, it's on, you have to use it. And now it's like, it's high noon, and then everybody focuses him down. Which, moral of the story, Riley, you should never play McCree. In a
I wanna
mode where
play
you can
McCree.
get your ult.
I'm gonna be the greatest McCree that ever McCreed simply by never ever at all using my ult.
I don't think you can get away with
I
that half the
mean-
time.
Yeah, sometimes you can, because usually the problem with McCree's ult is you actually have to use it at a specific time, or else you're not going to get anything out of it. So
It's more of a
if you-
lineup thing.
Yeah,
if you line
don't
it up,
get
you
anything
get
out
it,
of
you
or
get
you
2
don't have a
kills.
setup for
You can
it,
get
you're
1
dead.
or more kills, and it's a good time. Otherwise, you kind of just wasted an
Otherwise,
ult.
you're just wasting your ult. Yeah, which means you might as well just have.
As
Soldier 76's
opposed
ult,
with,
so-
like, McCree is generally an aggressive ult, as to 76 can be defensive, like, you can use it to defend a point, because you're just going to auto-lock to whatever is around, rather than McCree, which is, they have to be in your sight for 4 seconds. Because otherwise, you're going to hit them for a lot less damage, and it's going to feel like you've wasted it anyway, because you won't kill anything.
Pretty.
That's just a weird
No.
thing about Overwatch, is some of the ults can be so good, and other ones are just not.
Honest to God, I hate aim assist so much. You'll be aiming at somebody, like at one person. Somebody will run behind them, and your aimer's just like, nope, that's the person. Like, no,
That's the
no,
guy
it's
I
not.
wanted to get right. That is not the target. You are drunk.
Oh, fuck you, you little cunt.
I feel like the funniest thing with Overwatch is actually the fact that the issues you would find in like a Call of Duty game where like someone has an aimbot or someone has like infrared, like not infrared vision, but like the see-through walls bullshit that is usually used by hackers. Those are alts. One of which is on a shitty useless character, and one of which is Soldier 76, who's still considered one of the better ones. He's not the best attacker, but he's still really good.
It's funny how most of the more broken characters are either are in the attack category.
And everyone who isn't in the attack category is generally either moderate or...
Or, yeah, man.
Reaper is good strictly because he can take out tanks, but
That's
anyone
the
who can
only
fight
reason.
back kills him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, unless he's like, fuck you, I'm a super spoopy ghost. And then just
Yeah,
fucking
that's... He's been nerfed to where that doesn't really save him very much anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't move fast enough to get away from people. Like, if it gave him a speed buff or something, it would be more useful, but unless someone decides not to pursue you when you're almost dead, which 9 times out of 10 they do, unless they have no choice because someone else is in their sight, you're just gonna wind up dead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Reaper-
the only other
time
time
that
phase thing isn't
Yeah,
to, like,
that's being
escape
nerfed
battle.
to...
I think
No,
it's mostly
that's being
to
nerfed to where
fucking-
that's not useful anymore. That's like,
Yeah.
you go into battle with that, you can't get out with it. It will not save you.
Yeah.
They'll just wait until it's over. The game's been out for
Yeah,
long
yeah.
enough to where that's not a thing.
Yeah, Reaper's
but
not in the
fucking-
meta.
I
Unless
figured
he-
most
unless he
people
gets
just
busted.
fucking used it so they could grab a health pack after getting hit too
No,
hard.
because Sombra exists now, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
Sombra has
There are no
health packs.
anymore.
Health packs are... You have to have a Mercy or some kind of medic now, because Sombra will just hack
Well,
health
that
packs.
depends. Yeah, I know, but like,
And even
nobody's
if there's no
playing
Sombra in the match, you still have to fear that someone might switch to it and start stealing all the health packs.
Yeah.
Which means you have to focus on having a support, at least one. Otherwise...
Worst case scenario, let's try that again.
Well, it's also, when Sombra
Yeah.
hacks a thing, it's hacked for like 3 minutes. You're dead in
Yeah.
in well under 3 minutes. You're gonna die like 2 or 3 times. So you have to...
Yeah,
So assuming
just
you're at a
making all
point
the
for an
fucking
entire
music.
3 minutes, somehow...
Yeah, the only time you can really like get help in that in a situation with Reaper and you're using the Wraith is that you literally go into a team fight, you bust people's balls, you almost kill people, they almost kill you, you fade out, your team picks them up and you steal their souls while you're in Wraith,
Otherwise, you're dead.
and you hope you don't have to reload when you come back.
Yeah. It's for Reaper's like the double-edged sword. Either
Reaper
you
never
get all of the
reloads,
kills or you die. So generally, when you see a Reaper in Overwatch, either they have the highest kills or they have the most deaths.
Or they have none. Yeah.
Like,
Which is one of those
if
very
you've seen
interesting
a
things,
Reaper
because he was
style player in Smite, it's generally gonna... Kali is like the Smite equivalent to Reaper, where either they have literally 20 plus kills or they have
Or
20 plus deaths. There's no in between. Either they're really, really good or they are literally the worst. And
Reaper
it's
was
generally
really
more
good
toward
whenever the
worst.
Ana Beyblade combo when the Reaper Beyblade combo existed, but they got rid of that. So.
almost immediately. I don't even... Did that even last 2 weeks?
Yeah, no, that lasted an entire season.
Really?
Yeah, that was
I thought
an
they got
entire
rid of it
season.
like almost instantly. Like, oh man, Reaper Beyblade, better get rid of that.
No, it wasn't just the Reaper Beyblade. It's the fact that the tanks were too mobile, too tanky, and did too much damage as soon as Ana ult someone, you win the game.
Ana ult's someone you still kind of do, depending on who it is. It's just now it actually depends on who it is. It's not just, oh man, let's ult
Now
Tracer.
now
Okay,
your
Tracer's gonna go
option
team wipe.
Yeah, isn't just
Tracer and her 50 damage per second.
50 damage isn't that much.
I know. That's what I meant. She doesn't hit very hard. Tracer is not really like her ult is her hard hitting. Other than that, she's just really fast.
Which is
She's a
sad
fucking
because
gnat.
certain like it's meant to take out like tanks and stuff. 3 of the 5 tanks don't die to it.
And 2 of the tanks are completely immune to it. Actually,
Yeah.
no, I think more than 2 of the tanks because Reinhardt has his shield. Zarya has her
Reinhardt can
shield. Winston has
if
his
Reinhardt's
shield. Diva
if
has her
Reinhardt's shield-
data matrix.
Reinhardt's shield.
And Genji.
If
In
it
general.
sticks to the shield, it will still almost kill Reinhardt, but he won't die from it if he's at full health.
Well, the other issue is the
Reinhardt
fact
won't die
that
to it because he has 600.
yeah, like she has to
if
focus down
if
and
Diva Matrix
it's
is
not
it,
a thing
it's
anymore.
not going to do anything. It's
Most
gonna
of the
stop its
attackers
system.
are like most of the ones that used to be really overpowered are now really shitty. Tracer
I
used
actually
to be
think,
awesome, isn't quite as awesome anymore. Reaper used to be awesome, isn't quite as awesome anymore. Genji still busted as shit. Nobody can
think
play
the
him
only
properly
one
though.
who dies-
Slay Genji.
I think the only one who dies to her ult now is Winston.
And
But
Winston
most
can
people
still
don't pick
shield
Winston.
and survive it.
No.
Well, not survive it, but make it so that his team survives it. If you play a Winston, you can make it so that your team doesn't get hit by the ult. Only
Yeah,
you
as soon as
do.
it drops on you, you jump in the air and hope like hell that you don't blow.
Well, the
anyone
other
up on the
thing
way
is
down.
you jump in the air or you pop a shield that like in an area where nobody else is. That way, it's inside of the shield and contained. But that's your only options.
Right. I think I might have probably.
Skill, you'd have to be on the outside of it for it to actually have any effect.
No, I mean if you're inside of it and everyone's
If
outside
you're
of it,
inside your
they
own
won't
bubble
die.
and if someone's inside of said bubble, damage that's from the inside.
Well,
going
here's
out
what
of
I
the
mean,
bubble
Kiba.
Still occurs.
Inside of the bubble, damage can't get out. Yeah,
No, it can.
really? I've
It's
never
only
been
from
able to
the
shoot outside
outside
of my
in.
bubble.
Yeah, it's only from the outside in when it comes to enemy fire.
I've never been able to shoot out of a Winston bubble before.
And Zarya, of course, well, all she has to do is bubble up and hey, look, thanks for the
Bubble her,
damage
bubble
boost.
somebody else, and suddenly she's way stronger.
Also, that's almost guaranteed to get her a spot on the board. because of
Also
how much
guaranteed to give her an ult. Which you don't want to give a Zarya an ult, especially if they have like a Reaper or a Pharah or really
There's a bunch of
anyone who can
combos.
abuse it.
Although there was a team where I was Zarya and there was like nobody on my team except like 2 people who could combo with me, and I'm sitting there going, "Wow, this is sad."
Chose so well.
It was random.
Oh, well, that would be why then.
Yeah.
You can't choose
I mean, to
well
a
in
point.
random. Nobody gets to choose.
Yeah, but that game I did really, really well. So there's that.
Douchey people.
Oh yeah, that's not one of those games. Oh, so Riley, got one more one more idea for a stream for a little later.
Nipple tickling?
No,
Oh, no,
why
no.
is everyone fucking weird?
What did he say?
Nipple tickling.
No,
Kiba, you down?
no.
It's fucking weird.
I just don't
Nobody
know.
comes close to my nips.
Anyway.
Yeah, you'd be the one doing the tickling. Scott would be the receiver.
Anyway, I know Risk of Rain has a local co-op. As much as I
Yes.
don't feel like you'd enjoy that game all that much.
It just seems like something I can only keep myself interested in for like maybe like I wouldn't even say an hour.
I mean,
It depends.
technically it
on-
doesn't take an hour to beat it, so there's
Yeah.
that. It can take as little as like maybe
It could take 2 or 3 hours if you're shitty. and
yeah,
you're
but
slow.
if you're paying attention to the
The more
timer
people
and
you
you're
have,
doing
the
it
faster
properly.
it goes because there's more people to cover more area.
But the idea is if you're doing it effectively, like if you every let's say 5 or 10 minutes you go to the next area, you will get to the boss in a half an hour, maybe less, depending on what your changes are and when you leave.
That was, I think, $10 in quarters.
You have $10 in quarters?
Yep. And I have $35 in dimes.
I mean,
Why?
you could probably go to like, if you have a bank account, go put that shit in the bank and you could probably buy something.
During Christmas, my grandmother
just gave you a fuck ton of dimes.
And puts $50 in dimes in them. And then gives them to you for Christmas.
Here's a fuck ton of dimes. Enjoy.
Yeah. It's not even a joke. It's literally...
That is very much so truth.
My teammate's fucking brain dead.
Like, the only game I'd say that it would you would have to get if we wanted to do a stream of it together for you, Riley, would be if you wanted to stream Overwatch, you'd actually have to buy it, which is kind of annoying because it's a full price game.
Yep.
But like,
it's going to be for a long ass time.
Yeah, but like Risk of Rain is $10, but I can share play it. We wouldn't be able to really stream it unless you call on Skype, but otherwise I could and I could still technically record it that way. But
yeah.
Otherwise, like there's quite a few games that wouldn't be very easy to record. Hell, if I wanted to have something that just looked interesting, I could just get you to do a Dark Souls 3 Let's Play at some point. Riley plays DS3. Which I feel would be much more interesting than me playing DS3, because I've actually kind of not gotten to be that bad at this game, which is annoying. Because that means I know how to do stuff, and I know where to go, and how to get certain items and shit. Oh yeah, so Kiba. The other day, I was really bored and no one was on for like 3.5 hours. So before dinner, I started up a Risk of Rain thing, a Risk of Rain run. When I started it up, I was at, I think, 34%. After I did the run, like when I finally decided to finish up and like go on to the next objective or go play something else even, I went from 30-ish, like between 30 and 34% to 54.9%. Also, I was playing as the chef, which is apparently like the most hilarious class.
Yes.
I have cleaver throwing powers. I also found out why you would not want random items, except for I also found out why you would want random items. So if you want,
not like the other.
So if you wanted to get certain objectives in the match or in the game done to where you'll unlock certain things, your best bet is to go in with X character. Let's say like the chef or the bandit. Best bet, go in as one of them. Build your attack speed, build up your HP, whatever, with the items that you get, because every time you get something, it'll be a box, and that box can give you any item that is in that category of items.
Gil.
Yo.
Bastion's getting a buff.
God damn it, Bastion! Nobody wants that.
Need a buff.
Because Bastion's not good anymore.
Buff, apparently he's not effective. Which
yeah, apparently he's just not good anymore. He's too slow.
Don't know how to sit down and do absolutely nothing. And
well, I mean, the other thing is, in a game like Overwatch, they're not really looking at the casual plays. They're looking at the competitive.
And in competitive, he is useless. He's never used.
Which is why in Smite,
anybody that knows how to use Genji can destroy him.
Well, the other thing is, if you look at Smite, you played against Loki. You know how Loki works. They think if they ever touch Loki with a nerf buff, they're going to buff him. Why? Because in competitive, no one can play him. Because he's completely useless. Because in casuals, no one's sound whoring. In competitive, you have to sound whore. 90% of the match is sound whoring, because it's just you and your team, but you also have to listen to everything around you, so you can't get Loki.
Really? I only have one person playing.
Or you just have wards
2.8?
fucking everywhere, which is also a thing they have to do in competitive. So as to not get invaded by the other team. But that's why, like, when it comes to Loki, it's like, oh man, who would choose Loki? Why would anyone play him? He's such a bad character. Well, that's because in casuals, he's fucking overpowered. Everywhere else, he's the worst. Fucking in ranked, he's one of the worst. That's still technically casuals. It's not quite pro league, but it's not quite casual.
Fucking Loki's in the free rotation. So
Yep.
I won't be playing this week. I'm
But-
kidding. I will be playing, but like, Jesus fucking Christ! I'm hoping 80% of those people don't know what they're doing.
I think the most interesting thing is yesterday. Me, Mel, and Matt were playing yesterday for a bit. I think we found every single scrub lord that has smite, or at least that got smite recently. Like everyone that isn't you, that was a scrub, was online at the exact moment we were playing.
I was gonna say, wow, that was very mean.
Well, to be fair, he's still learning. He's getting better, but he's still technically a learning player.
It's okay, because guess what? In a matter of another like week or another month,
Literally
it
2
won't matter,
weeks, it
everything's gonna
won't
get
matter.
reset.
We're all going to be new players because it's going to be a new game
Yeah,
essentially.
Everything's getting changed.
Like literally the
everything.
entire item set is going straight to hell, and we're going to have to learn the entire new item set.
And Smite, play for a month and get set back to a noob. It's kind of like a server
I
reset.
mean,
on a
this
game
has
like
only
Rust.
happened literally once.
Well, it's happened
No.
once on PS4. It's happened. This is the 4th time on PC.
Yeah, but that's PC. We don't.
It's also
Yeah, we
been
don't
out
talk
for.
about that here.
It's also
Fucking
been
PC
out for 4
Master
years on PC, so there's that.
Fuck your PC Master Race.
I like PC.
You want to know why?
like
Because if
this.
PC is a Master Race, give us all a PC, you bitch.
Like, if you play Payday on console, you're gonna look at it and you're like, this is fucking
That's also
garbage.
because it's not intended for consoles.
It's also
play on
because the
PC,
fact that
it's
Pay
like,
literally went out of their way and was like, no, you don't get to. Mine? Mine. Mine. You bastard, this is mine.
Oh, I don't have the faith, so I can't use that.
Well, if they know where I am, I'm fucked. I'm gonna die.
But
Like this.
like when it comes to a game like Payday, it's not really a comparison because Payday was never intended for consoles. When it comes to something like Evolve was never intended for PC. Call of Duty,
Wait, what?
never intended for PC.
Evolve was never meant for PC, what?
No, they were told, like, so many people were like, we can't play this game, that sucks, because they can't, like, there's no PC copy. So they eventually were like, fine, let's make a PC copy. And they made it, like, they just ported it at, like, the bare end of the development cycle. Or like
Yeah,
Call
but
of
now
Duty, they
PC
always
has
get
all
2
the
weeks
shit.
later.
But yet, even though it
The
wasn't
only
meant to
reason why
come out on
PC got everything faster is because it's easier to... Because they also have to be making it on a PC, so it's still easier to
not-
port it, all the DLC on there faster.
But that's the thing that's annoying, is that at the end of the life cycle, console was the one that doesn't get everything because they've stopped development on it, and the last big batch of shit was for PC. We didn't
And
even
now
get a
all
piece of it.
characters are free.
Or like Bloodborne. Bloodborne still hasn't come out on PC.
And it never
It's
will.
a PS4 exclusive,
Yeah.
but a lot of PC players bought a PS4 strictly so that they could play it, because that was the big selling point to get a PS4. You want a PS4 so that you can play the games like Bloodborne and stuff that are actually
Awesome, dude,
exclusives that
nerd.
aren't shit. As opposed, Xbox One no longer has any exclusives that are worth it. They have Halo
Fuck your Xbox.
and Gears 4.
Listen, we don't talk about Halo anymore.
Yeah, we don't talk about that
Exactly. Like,
anymore. I also heard that
Halo's...
they're fucking
Oh.
making another fucking Halo RTS, and I'm like, no, please
Yeah,
don't.
they're making a sequel to Wars. That's their big game
Halo
of the year.
died when the Xbox One came out, okay?
Pretty much.
Or maybe when Reach came out.
Most people consider it to be after Halo 3, the entire series just died, and they were just like, oh, let's pick up the scraps and do stuff with it.
I liked Halo Reach a lot, but I think that was just because it was like, you want to customize your Spartan? Customize your Spartan. Do you want to come up behind somebody and actually have an animation for assassinating them? You can have
That was cool though.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking
That's,
cool.
I think,
Oh, it was really cool.
there's a lot of people who say that that was probably one of the better parts of it, is the customization and the stealth kills, which they brought back in 4, partially because they kind of had to. You can't take out something that made the previous game good. Then you've lost. But, like, Xbox One, they announced at E3 last year, because it has to be last year now, but they announced at E3 that there was going to be a game called Scalebound coming out, which was supposed to be, like, the giant Xbox One, like, super awesome RPG that was essentially the Bloodborne killer. Yeah, that was canceled.
Okay, okay, have either of you, like, Scott, I know you've played a bit of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Kiba, have you played any Black Ops 3?
Yeah.
Actually, I think Kiba was the one who got it for me.
Okay.
No, it was Grim, but
Or-
he got it for all
Grim,
4
yeah.
of us.
Okay, I just want to just ask one real question. When you were playing and somebody threw a trip mine on a wall, you could see the red wire, right?
Nope.
Okay, so I'm okay then.
I don't know if that's ever
been.
been a thing. I don't think I've ever
Yeah,
seen a
I'm
red
pretty sure
wire.
It's just one of those things that's just like, hey,
This
Just
doesn't
deal with it.
exist.
Okay, because I always seem to see the red line and my teammates just run into it when it's painfully obvious and I'm trying to shoot out the mine. Like, I must have like some sort
yeah,
of
but this is a
magical
fast-paced game. Nobody has time to stop.
Exactly.
It's like
I'm gonna get
the
kicked
the
back.
new Mario Kart mode. If you have to use your brakes, you're scrub.
Honestly, the only thing brakes are for is fucking drifting.
Turns.
Yeah, drifting. That's it.
That's it.
Why else would you stop? You're in a race, goddammit. Go fast.
Yeah, well, in this mode, the last mode that they made for it, you move ridiculously fast.
Yeah, it's like the Sonic Boom level. Like, you have to
Yeah.
go at Mach 5, otherwise you're too fucking slow.
Well, no, that's just it. There is no option to go slow, really. You only go Mach 5.
No,
so
you could
have to use
technically
your
go
brakes.
slow. It would be a horrible, horrible idea, but you could technically go slow. You just have to brake every 5 seconds.
No, you have to go fast and brake
Yeah.
every 4 seconds.
But, like, in terms of games that have been announced so far for, like, the different consoles, so far, the Xbox One is dead. The PC doesn't... Well, the PC is still there because they can't not... You can make your own fucking game on a PC.
Yeah,
Like,
everybody's still.
They're not the most intensive things to make games on. That's where pretty much the entire game making process goes down anyway. But the big thing is, like, a lot of things that I see that are bad about PC gamers is, especially for the Switch. The Switch was announced 5 minutes later on most of the forums for it. There were PC gamers like, oh, there'll be an emulator for it in a week. We still don't have an an original Xbox emulator.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
How the fuck are you
guys
gonna get
don't
that in a
have-
week?
I'm sorry, there isn't a good working PS2 emulator, you
Yeah,
little
there is.
bastards. A
PCSX2.
really good one?
Yeah, PCSX2.
Well, then my computer can't use it because
No,
dear
it
God, that
cannot.
thing was optimized terribly.
Your computer is also old as shit, Kiba.
Oh, okay, then you just go ahead and be movable.
In your words, your computer is old as shit and dying.
Yeah. Currently.
If you got a new laptop, you could probably run PCSX2 on it. You could probably run PCSX1 if you wanted and play PS1 games. Because my computer
I mean,
is
I can do
old.
that on-
Now my computer is old as shit, but I can still run PS1 emulator, GameCube, Wii, DS. Like, I can run most emulators with minimal issue. It's just there are certain games that aren't optimized for certain versions of the emulators. So, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monster Coliseum. On the newest PCSX emulator, you can't run that game because it's not optimized for it, because the coding is so broken, because the coding for that game originally on the PS2, like when you got the disc version, was broken. It was a really broken game, but it was really fun. So the only way to play Capsule Monster Coliseum on a PS2 emulator is to have 0.9.8. Most people have at minimum, I think, 1.21. Because that's the one that can play pretty much everything that is in that game. But like there's generally a few games for each console that have a really rough time on an emulator. Like before I got 1.2.1, I couldn't really emulate Duelist of the Roses very well because there was a really bad graphical glitch. But on 1.2.1, one of the BIOS fixed that. 1 minute! So now on 1.2.1, if I want to go play Duelist of the Roses, I can do an entire like run through in maybe an hour or two because it's not a very difficult game after you've beaten it once. Like once you've beaten it and you know everybody's deck idea, it gets a lot easier.
Oh, I only played it like the first time I played it. I fucking aced the game. I was like, damn. Though, then
Did you
again,
play a
to be
Yu-Gi-Oh
fair-
game prior?
No, but I
Did you have cheats?
I played a bit of Forbidden Memories. No, I fucking ended
Okay.
up watching it.
you were one of the very few people I think who beat that game legitimately. I know a lot of people. Actually, I had a buddy, my buddy DJ. Me and him, I think, both rented. We both had PS2s at the time, and we both had a copy of Duelist of the Roses that we had rented from the local rent-a-game store. Yeah, like Blockbuster or Bandito, and or Rogers, when they actually weren't just, hey, you want internet or phone service or a cell phone? You'll love us. We rented it from there, and we both were playing through. I was the one with access to the Codebreakers like paperback cheat book, and I forgot where I put it. And he came over one day and he asked me if he could borrow it for a while. 3 days later he brought it back 3 days later at school. And he said that he had just beaten Duelist of the Roses. Thank you for the book. And I looked in and I was like, oh shit, there are codes for that game in this book. And I looked and I was like, wow, man, there's a lot. Because it was like, here's every code for every card. Like, if there's a code for a card. Yeah. But like, the cards you can... Whoops. The cards that you could get through codes, like Sword Stalker, Aqua Dragon, Barrel Dragon, they were all in the book. Not sure why, but they were. And I didn't know that, but I still had my copy of Forbidden Memories, which I had still not beaten by that time. And when I went back after I played through Duelist of the Roses and beat Forbidden Memories, I played through Duelist of the Roses again with the Forbidden Memories code that you get at the end of the game for beating it.
Yeah.
I think it took me 3 hours to beat the entire game because the code gave me Sword Stalker.
Yeah, not only Sword Stalker, but fucking Mirror Wall.
Yeah, like, even if just putting in the one code that you get from beating the previous games, because I think depending on when you got it, because there was one code at the end of each game for the next game that would be in the lineup. So like if you beat Forbidden Memories, you get a code for Duelist of the Roses. If you beat Duelist of the Roses, I think you got a code for Dawn of Destiny, which was an Xbox game that I think only I ever played.
Actually, the code you get on the PlayStation 2 Duelist of the Roses can also be used in Duelist of the Roses.
I think the funniest thing I ever found was there was a code system in Forbidden Memories but you couldn't do anything with it because it required, I think for the, like,
Nope.
to get Time Wizard, it costs 99,999 star chips. Your best bet
Yep.
is you get 5 or 6 from completely getting an S rank on a duel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which means you have
It
to either-
takes like
you have to beat a- you have to
10,000
beat the
duels
enemy
against
turn.
one guy on one save to get one card. Time Wizard, not that good. Time Wizard gets you 1,000 Dragon. You can
Which
probably
you-
get a Time Wizard just from farming on Joey for a while.
Oh yeah, no, I have like 3 of them on my playthrough.
Yeah, like, I started a new playthrough up relatively recently, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I can get an extra card to speed up the process a little bit, but I had already had, like, I think I got Blackland Fire Dragon on my first duel against, I don't know, Samus, that weird old guy in cloth. He gave me a Blackland Fire Dragon. I was like, oh, that's the strongest card for the start of the game. That's good. And then after I got through, I got to Rex with almost no issue. And then I actually had to get better monsters because after him, everything starts having 1,800 base. Pretty much.
Yep. Which basically is, oh, does my starter hand allow me to make a fusion monster that's like 2,000 plus? No? Alright, well, I've lost.
The funniest thing is, I think I ended up... the deck I have right now is predominantly chicks, dragons, and dinosaurs. And things that fused with chicks. So, like, oh man, I have
Dinosaur
rocks!
cards and the female cards at like the beginning of the game are just straight overpowered.
The funniest thing I think I got in the entire time of playing, in my first duel against Rex Raptor, he gave me Mammoth Graveyard. Mammoth Graveyard plus any zombie card in the entire game makes Great Mammoth of Goldfine. That card has 2,200 attack. Yeah. Unless they get Twin-Headed Thunder Penis, you're gonna win. I'm just saying. The issue
The
is,
great thing is,
Rex Raptor and Weevil and everyone after Rex can pull that out pretty easily. The other thing is, Twin-Headed Thunder Penis takes 3 cards, so if you can bomb that shit, yeah, they're probably dead.
but you know what's great? I was playing that and I had just gotten back to the past or whatever. Like I'm fighting
Yeah. After you beat the
John
Duelist
Arceo.
Kingdom thing.
Yeah, I was just grinding him, like trying to get a Red Eyes Black Dragon so I could fuse it with my Meteor B Dragon.
Yeah.
So I could fuse to make Meteor B Dragon.
Yeah, Meteor
And,
Dragon plus Red Eyes equals
was-
Meteor Black Dragon, which
kept-
is like the best card. That isn't Ultimate.
I kept grinding against him. I probably about like 20 duels in, I saw Meteorite in the fucking card thing, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then later on, I went through and I found out that I got Meteor B Dragon. Straight up, 3,500.
That's the best part of that game, I think. Anything you can
I was just
create
like,
with a
alright, well,
fusion, you can actually just get the card straight up. Like, yeah, nothing has an effect, but if you can, like, Twin-Headed Thunder Penis, normally, that is a fusion monster, takes a polymerization to create. In Forbidden Memories, you just need to make, like, you just fuse a bunch of shit and suddenly, hey! I think the weirdest combination I seen that made it was, Beast plus Bird, which made the 2,000 winged beast flying dude, and then a thunder type monster, and it was like, Twin-Headed Thunder Penis, and I was like, oh, that's annoying. Black hole. I'll be right back.
I just got dunked on. Did you hear somebody yell, have you done your homework? I'm hearing things apparently. Suppressors are awesome. You're on the flank.
Why? Why is nobody flanking them? Because everybody's up your ass.
Why is no one flanking? That's because they're all dead. It's like,
They're all dead, sir. We tried to save them.
And I'm back.
I hate playing with like super aggressive players on my team because then the enemy spawn swaps when I'm sniping and they just shoot me in the back of the head and I'm like, why, team?
I think the funniest thing is in that game, I'm pretty sure most players are hyper aggressive, but also most players don't remember that spawn swaps. Even though that's been a thing
Especially when
since
you're playing on Nuketown when
COD
spawn
4.
swap is every 2 seconds.
Yeah, and like that's been a thing since COD 4. If you played Call of Duty ever, yeah, that's a thing. It has not
You play
changed.
Call of Duty Online? Yeah, I've played Call of Duty Online. They're spawn swaps. Stop pushing them.
Yeah,
Like,
you're not playing
literally just spawn
Battlefield.
trap
Calm
you.
down. At least
Like,
in
we
Battlefield,
could've
when the
spawn
spawn
trapped
swaps,
you.
it's actually like not a bad thing. Because that might mean you get 2 more points. Like, spawn swap isn't the worst possible thing. Plus, there's more than one spawn to swap from. Because you spawn between points. Or at home base. So long as you're not getting completely wrecked, you should be fine in Battlefield. Battlefield is not Call of Duty. In Call of Duty, it doesn't matter where you are. Spawn swap. There's 2 spawns in the entire game, unless you're playing free-for-all. In which case, there's like 13 and they're all horrible. There's 2 per player and every one of them is bad. Like, you will... I think the best spawn I've ever gotten in a free-for-all game on any COD was I spawned behind 2 people who were in the middle of a fight with 1 guy behind me. That was the best spawn in free-for-all.
For me, whenever I play free-for-all, it's just like, what's that? You want to spawn right in front of an enemy so they can immediately shoot you in the back of the head? Sure.
Yep.
And the only time I ever
We will allow
spawned
this.
The
Yeah.
only time I ever fucking spawned behind people was in Modern Warfare 2, and somebody was fucking running painkillers, so I didn't even kill them.
Yeah. Like, it's either it's completely irrelevant where you spawn, or you're gonna spawn in a horrible area.
You hit somebody in the fucking
Oh,
head
apparently,
with a-
Battlefield 1 actually has horrible spawns, too.
Battlefield, I
Yes.
just find always has terrible spawns.
I mean,
but
someone in my
I
chat
might
just
be-
said Battlefield 1 has really bad spawns. I've gotten spawn
But it
killed
also still
before.
has the fucking squad spawn mechanic.
Yeah, but if you're
So,
playing
yeah.
alone...
If you're playing alone, then yeah, but that still happens because there's only so many spawns per fucking spot, which means that
Yeah,
if an enemy faction is
spawn.
raiding that spot you're trying to spawn on, they have the option of killing you as soon as you spawn.
And
Which
it's
is
not even...
dumb.
It's not an option, it's a guarantee. They will
Yeah,
kill you
it's
as soon as you
guaranteed
spawn.
because you're trying to spawn in. an
Why
area where
would
they're
they
trying to
not? Oh my god,
Yeah.
there's a guy here! He has a chance to kill the entire team! Let's murder the shit out of him!
kill that son of a-
Why?
Imagine
That's our
working to
objective.
kill more than 3 people.
Unless you're playing
Unless
Battlefield
you-
1 and the only gun you still have ammo for is that gun that does 2 damage, 4 if you have a headshot. Then
Yeah.
you
Oh, the
just are
Calibre.
annoying.
I was really sad about the magnums in that fucking game. Like they
I
don't.
mean, it's World
Fighting
War
about
One.
how
Magnums weren't really that good. Magnums weren't
I
really a
know,
good idea
But
in
that's
that
the
time.
thing. It's so shitty. It's so shitty.
Wasn't that like
Magnums
one of
were-
the better ones in that game too?
No.
Was there actually
Battlefield,
any
like,
good
1 and
Magnums?
2,
No, I mean
but
in
1-1, no.
yeah,
The
in
Magnum
Battlefield number
five, I'm
one.
pretty sure, is decent.
Let's I'm gonna look it up right quick.
Battlefield typically had good
one-
Magnum / handguns up till apparently the new one and maybe the last one, or this one. But, like-
I don't know, if you were using like the G18 like in hardline and you
There
had
are
a fast
certain
exit,
ones that are good. The problem is you have to get through the ones that nobody uses for a reason to get to it.
I don't know, I played Battlefield 4, got all the DLC, unlocked the Deagle, it's the only thing I use now.
Wasn't that also
I
the
like
most busted
I
gun
like
in that
the
game
just
though?
Magnums.
With like
Oh,
one
yeah,
or
no,
two
one-shot
exceptions?
headshot from, like,
50,
One shot,
50 plus yards?
one
Like,
shot.
was that not a hand sniper?
basically. That and I just love the like super iconic sound.
I like actually using the real Magnums, or the one like little handgun that was like it looked like a Magnum and reloaded like a Magnum, but it was totally just like a slightly stronger version of a handgun.
I think the weirdest thing, I've
don't know,
played a
so,
bunch of
they
shooters.
was
I think I still prefer. I've quickly become akin to like when I play something like Battlefield 4, Black Ops, or whatever. Either I have to use like the fastest possible weapon, or I'm just not good anymore. Which is hilarious because in everything else I use like the sword that's twice the size of my character, that takes a year to hit with.
You know,
Like
that's
in
one of the
Dark
things
Souls,
that
I
annoys
main
me about
strength
the fast
weapons.
weapons. No, they don't hit hard, but they hit just as hard as the slow ones. But the fact of the matter is you're able to just kind of, you know, aim at their big direction. Eventually, you'll hit them because you.
Yeah,
have
the
more
biggest
focus.
difference between the fast weapons in things like Dark Souls and the slow weapons is in Dark Souls, you can stun lock with a fast weapon. You can guard break.
Actually, it's the other way around. You can stun with a heavy-hitting weapon, which means they don't get a chance to hit.
It
And they get
depends.
hit like a bus.
It depends. Light weapons can't shield break. Heavy weapons can shield break. And the pickaxe is the best weapon in the game. I wish I was kidding.
That's because the pickaxe was silly.
The
It was so
pickaxe has more hyper armor than every greatsword. By like,
It has more what?
so you know when you have an ultra greatsword like my greatsword that's just called the greatsword, or my Black Knight ultra greatsword, when you're using an R2 where you're stuck in the animation for like 5 fucking minutes, if you get hit in that animation, you're not coming out of it. If you're using like the mercenary twin blades,
Oh, you mean
if
it
you get
has
hit,
the fucking...
yeah, it's called hyper armor.
Yeah.
If you get hit like with dual swords,
It's called something else in Smash.
yeah, but that's Smash. That's different. That's a different
What was it
game.
called?
I think in Smash it's like stance breaking or some shit like that, but
No. I think it might have just been called Super Armor. They gave
It
him
might
Super
be.
Armor instead of Hyper.
well, it's in this game it's hyper armor because you have your base armor value and you have your
Someone has
poise
to
armor value,
remember
which is
Sonic
super
and
armor.
Yeah, it was just Super Armor.
Yeah, in Dark Souls 3 before they turned it off, your super armor was your poise value. Then they turned off the poise value, kind of. And now you have your base armor and your hyper armor. And your hyper armor is just how immune you are to attacks when you're doing a big ass like super swing or something.
Yeah.
But the issue with that becomes the fact that, yeah, you're immune during a swing, but if you don't kill them, you're going to die soon. Partially because you've been standing there getting your ass kicked for like a solid 5 minutes. You can only take so many hits before it gets weird. I forgot how weird it is to grind in this game when I have to. Oh, Kiba. Remember Paragon?
Yeah.
Apparently they have an equivalent to Hell in that game now.
Well, that's nice.
I mean, there were things like Athena and stuff in it already, so, you know.
Why is it a blatant ripoff? It's slower, shittier Smite.
Only slower in the movement aspects, aside from Super Run. I like
Man,
some
I
of the
love that.
ideas of it, but yeah, like, there wasn't a whole lot to keep me going with it.
Not Paladins. Paragon is one of those games where it's like with Smite. Smite, at least you can play it alone, and it's not unreasonable, because you're still going to get from point A to point B because the maps are sized to where that's possible.
They're
In
decent. It's a
in
medium-sized map.
Paragon,
It's a large map.
yeah, every map is the world's biggest map. There's no exceptions. Either the map is way too fucking big, and even with your hyper speed, it's still gonna take you 2 or 3 minutes to get to your fucking lane. Or by the time you get there, you've already lost the lane because the map's too fucking big. Plus, you can't really jungle effectively because of it. So in in Paragon, I
Jungling
keep
is
saying
also-
Paladins. In Paragon, you don't have a real jungler. You have a gank
Yeah.
guy, but you have two of them. You have two people who are designated, one to each jungle, and their entire purpose is to go to the lanes beside them and rotate in mid whenever needed and just gank. That's it. They can't help push a tower or anything. They just gank. Because they're too fucking squishy and they don't deal enough damage to kill a tower. As to in
Oh yeah, that was something that did annoy me about
in like
Paragon.
Smite, you can
Is the
take a
time it
tower.
took to take objectives, even with the entire team attacking it,
Was like
way longer than
fucking
it needed to be.
Yeah, it was like 10
Then you
minutes
needed-
per objective.
Oh look,
Unlike
we've
in
literally been
Smite.
we've been owning these people for a good hot minute. So
Um,
you're telling me that we should totally have this, right? Yeah, we got this. Why is it that we're at their thing? We're way over leveled, we're overpowered, and yet it's still taking a good like 3 minutes to kill the final objective when no one else is fighting it.
But yeah, like
Or no one's fighting
I
against
think
it.
the most obnoxious thing is, yeah, like Paragon is free to play and Smite's free to play, but Paragon will charge you for way more stuff. Like Paragon still is mostly a pay to win kind of game. You want a good character? Pay for it. You want, like, you don't really get enough in-game currency to buy them unless you've been playing it religiously. But Smite, well, you get like 100 plus per game, and then you have your like weekly quests. You have your first win of the day bonus. Like, there's other things that give you currency aside from just like log in, get your first win of the day. All right, go do something else now. Plus, I don't think in Paragon there was more than one mode. I think there was the one conquest. That's it.
But well, by the time I stopped playing it, yeah. But you know,
I haven't seen
been
anything
quite
that
a
was
long
like,
time.
hey, there's a new mode in Paragon. You should try it. So I don't know if there is a new mode,
for the
but
new characters, but that stopped after a while. So I don't know.
I still
Like, if I
see like on like different websites and stuff. Whenever I go to GameFAQs or whatever, it'll be like, oh man, there's a new character in Paragon. You should try him out. And I'll be like, yeah, fuck you. Nobody cares.
I mean, I would, but you know, kind of.
So it was a Trump emblem.
That doesn't surprise me in any way, and it shouldn't surprise you either.
No, but like,
Remember
it's
Black
so
Ops 2?
disgusting, poorly done. And there's some people that just have some like really boring.
It's one of those things that it did annoy me about COD in general. It's like, oh yeah, no, here's a bunch of weapons. Find the one you want to use, or just use the one that everybody finds the most busted.
Yeah, or if you're playing Modern Warfare 2, use any assault rifle you want, any of them. Unlock the grenade launcher, equip one-man army, danger close, and there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Here's
thought you were
unlimited
actually-
ammo
you thought you were
and
gonna
tons
shoot
of
the assault
grenades.
rifle? No, what the hell are you thinking? No, just
What
shoot
is
the
this?
grenade launcher. Why the fuck would you shoot the actual weapon? Sidearm? Pfft, don't worry about it. You're not going to use it.
You won't use it.
That's a good point. Someone in my chat
C4.
just brought up a good point. Multiplayer only games shouldn't be a PS Plus like you require PS Plus to play them or to get them.
Does Paragon actually require you to play PS Plus?
Yep. You have to have PS
Wow,
Plus to
okay,
play
yeah,
it.
no, that's dumb. Paragon, as far as I'm aware, doesn't, or Paladins apparently, I don't think.
No, because
will.
Paladins and Smite is on the same server setup, so
Yeah, which
neither of
means
them
that they're
require
both
it.
free. So
Yeah.
not only are they free games, they're free PS Plus exclusive off games.
Yeah, they're not. You don't require PS Plus to
You don't
play
require
Smite
it.
or Paladins. You can have it if you want it. It's
But
not going to do anything
not-
for you. Like if there's a sale, it's not going to make it any cheaper. But hey, you have PS Plus now. There you go. Like when it comes to Smite and Paladins, I don't think PS Plus does anything for you.
I don't believe so.
Like, best case scenario, you have PS Plus so that you can be in a chat with your friends. Unless they've changed, unless within one of the many patches for PSN, they
Probably
made it so
not.
you don't require
I highly
PS
doubt
Plus
it.
to get into a chat.
Well, it's not that you can't get into a chat; it's that you can't invite people to a chat
Yeah,
unless you're.
you can't host a chat without PS
You
Plus.
can join them all you would goddamn please, but you can't use the features inside the chat or make your own chat.
Yeah. Which is really obnoxious, by the way.
Oh, speaking of pay to get shit, still,
Sup?
the Switch, the
Oh,
online
God.
functionality.
That's not gonna be fun.
You know how it says that you get 2 NES or SNES games a month?
Yeah.
You only get them for that month and then they get taken away.
So it's not like PS Plus where, hey, you
It's a
or
fucking
Xbox
rental.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
a
like
rental.
PS Plus or Xbox Xbox Live. It's hey, here's a rental. Hope you beat them.
Yeah, yeah. I hope either you beat them or you like them enough to buy them. But at the end of the game, they're NES and SNES games. You probably already own them.
And if you don't,
Like,
it's like
come on,
$5.
Nintendo.
As opposed,
Yeah, I really hope
most
that
of the
the
games that we
online
get
for the
on
Switch
like
is really
PSN
cheap.
or on Xbox Live will be like, oh, this game might be like, if it's a really cheap game, like if it's $10, it'll be like, oh, here's like 3 of them. Or if it's a really expensive game, like we get a AAA title like Yakuza or something, like,
Yeah,
well,
it
here's
would
this,
be,
but
they've literally
here's an
limited-
extra game as
they've
well.
limited it to NES and SNES. So
Yeah.
for now.
Unlike with PS Plus and Xbox Live, you're not limited to. I have all of these games that cost $10 for both of them. I
Yeah.
have I might have only 1 or 2 games, but I
I
get
have
those
like
1 and 2
300 or
games
400
forever.
games in my library.
Yeah, like on PS Plus, if like they said, okay, well, for PS Plus for the month of, let's say, February, this isn't gonna happen, but let's say for the month of February, Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, free. Anyone who has PS Plus can get that shit, and they have it so long as they have PS Plus. Once PS Plus expires,
Yeah.
you have it, but it's a demo.
The
Oh,
only thing
God.
I'm kind of hoping.
God, I hope that's not true.
What?
Someone again, someone in the chat brought up that you might need to, if you want to talk on the Switch, like if you want to be in a voice
have to
chat,
use your phone.
you have to
use
pay
your
for a
phone.
phone app.
I already know that.
Pay
Well, that's
for
why
a
I'm
phone
hoping
app.
That I'm
You have to
hoping-
pay money to be in a chat.
Yeah, well,
How
still, as the
Yeah, but it's
the
already a
people who,
$300
like-
system, not counting games.
No, I get that.
Why would you pay
As
an
the
extra
people
$10 to get into a chat?
As the people
Use
of
fucking
Game
Skype.
Explain has already explained, everyone who uses one of their systems, they already use their phone for voice chat because that's just more convenient.
That's where Skype is, or
Yeah, that's
Discord,
why
or
you
whatever.
Use things like Skype and shit. Other people have other means of communication. Yes, it's stupid as fuck. and I
It's
don't
always
condone
it'll
it at
always
all.
end up being that whatever Nintendo does for their voice chat, it's going to be
Yeah.
outshined by, hey,
everything else.
do you got Skype? Do you have a Discord server? There you go.
Yeah, Discord.
Do you have another console that actually has voice chat capability? Oh boy!
The only thing I hope is that there's one of the two things. One, the price point for this online service is like dirt cheap.
Less than PS Plus.
Or
It
if
better be a
isn't
lot
dirt
less,
cheap,
though.
It gives you options of purchasing a certain version of it. So, like for me, I'm never going to be able to use the voice chat because I don't own a fucking iPhone. I can't use any of that shit. So that'd be worthless.
/
to me.
Android.
So, for people like me who
You know what'd be
don't know how to
really
use it
inconvenient?
and can't, what?
Not only is it just for phones, which would be Android or iPhone, it's also more expensive on like a DS or a 3DS or something. You can get it for, like, if it's a normally $5.99 app, if you get it on your 3DS.
The old systems will still be free online. It's
Yeah,
just
but
the Switch
what I
is
mean
free
is,
over.
if you want to use the, okay, that's fair. $5 for 3 months would be a sweet spot.
Yeah,
that
that
would
good.
be that would be
That-
fair,
But if they expect
considering
to,
how
like,
cheap
make
the
it,
fucking
like,
games you're gonna get are. Like,
if you literally get like they try to do the PSN Xbox price, no, that's not gonna fly. We're all gonna
yeah,
hate you. You're all
like
gonna die.
if they
No
do
one
the
will ever
PS Plus
fucking play-
Xbox Live thing of it's, well, Actually, at this point, it's they're both different because Xbox Live is $9.99. Let's say
Yeah,
they're
but
both
they're
the same base
still
price.
pretty expensive.
$9.99 for a month. PS Plus is actually $9.99. It's $9.99, no extra. Xbox Live, $9.99 plus tax. Not counting
Yeah,
any
they
other
plus
taxes
tax.
you might have to pay to do it. So
What?
Yeah.
How much are you paying for PlayStation Plus? For me, it's $17.38
I said for 1
3
month.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
1
doing it for
month
free.
is $10. Anything
okay.
above
Do it
that,
for
it gets
free.
more expensive.
I thought you said
Um,
19.
No.
I was like, the fuck are you paying?
No, for 1 month it's
That'd be
$10.
terrible.
If it was
No one would
1
ever
month,
pay for it.
$19, no one would have
No one
PS
ever
Plus
pay
and they'd
for
go
it.
out of business.
Yeah.
Everyone
They'd have
would
to either
just
cut
be like,
down or
okay,
never have
well,
anyone do anything again. Still?
but like
Oh, there you go.
a thing that would be really bad is it because they're only giving you these SNES and NES games. Those are so cheap that if it isn't under $10 and it's still locked to if you want to play online, you need the service, which I think they mentioned at some point. I don't remember, but
They did.
yeah. Okay, so if you want to play Splatoon online or any of these other things, and it's the same price as PS Plus, and you're getting even cheaper crap guaranteed, not like, hey, we might give you Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in 2 years for free,
Eventually.
then no. That if it was like, we'll give you Switch games or Wii games or something like that for free each month, even if it's not like a big Nintendo like fan title, like, oh, we won't give you Metroid Prime Zero Mission or something, but we'll give you like the first Metroid game, then it might be a little less like depending on the games that they give would help the pay for online thing. But if the only way to play online for games like Splatoon is paying $10 a month and you get 2 $5 games, why would you play online? Is Splatoon that good for you? Is your Smash boner that big?
That's literally the thing, though, is for people like me who, like, I'm only gonna have Breath of the Wild. Eventually, I'll have, like, Smash if Smash comes to the Switch eventually.
It will.
Or,
They won't let that guy die.
Or,
He'll be on a fucking respirator.
what game? This guy 5 doesn't require online. Fuck that. But like as soon as I'm done playing those games, I just drop the online. Like I don't need it anymore. I'm not gonna pay for it.
I think the only
It's just like the
one of
Pokemon
those
Bank
that would
thing.
need
They
online
made
would
you pay for the Pokemon Bank. I've literally not paid for it yet. I still need to transfer all my stuff over, but when I do, I'm literally going to do it in one big batch and never do it again.
Another thing that like the chat is still talking about this. Did they ever mention that there was going to be did they ever mention that there was going to be an emulator on it on the Switch?
I don't believe so, but I wouldn't see why it couldn't. Do it on the DS and stuff.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't. Like,
but you never know. That could be a thing that it can't do.
Yeah, that's fair. The big thing is, though, it has all of the buttons of a GameCube controller, with the exception of a Z, which you could easily just use another button as the Z command anyway. It's not like that button does anything in most GameCube games. I think there was like 3, and one of them was Prime.
For Smash Bros. I forgot it was Melee.
Yeah. Like, Z button didn't usually do much, and in the games where it did do something, it wasn't usually, like, the biggest, like, you could use other buttons to do something very similar. Like, I think in Melee, it was press Z to put up your guard, I think?
Bubble. Yeah, it's the bubble.
Yeah. But you could also just strictly hold the grapple command. It would do the same thing.
Yep. But anyway, Scott.
Yo.
Made will be getting a PlayStation 4 soon. So.
Neat.
Yeah.
Oh, Petrodon. Oh, so I can't get one of those.
I'm actually hoping now that the Switch does have a GameCube emulator, considering you can emulate the GameCube on your phone.
Fair.
If you can literally just emulate it on your phone, why does one of the more powerful consoles not have it? Exactly.
Fair.
I say that. The Switch isn't actually supposed to be all that powerful, but...
It's not
Still.
as powerful as a PS4 or an Xbox, but it's pretty good for...
You can still emulate on PS4. I can emulate a PS2. I can emulate a PS2 on the PS3. God damn it. I think on PS3 you could... I think on PS3 you could buy... No, on PS3 you could, because you could buy War of the Monsters.
The PlayStation 3, you could... If you had one of the older ones, you could download a thing that would allow you to play PlayStation 2 games. And
Yeah, if you had like the big
PlayStation
fat
3s, you can play PlayStation
chunky
2
one, then you could download an app, or if you had the newer one, you could just buy the games. I mean, you could probably still buy the games on the older ones, but the older ones had a lot of issues, so you should avoid them. But yeah, after a certain point, you were just able to hey, there's PS2 games on the PlayStation Store. Hey, I liked Disgaea 1. Let's buy it. Pretty sure that's actually how I have Disgaea 1 on my PS3.
Probably.
Partially because I don't remember ever having it before
This guy
on
was on
PS3,
just
so...
about everything.
Yeah. But like...
Which is why I was sad that it didn't come back on a Nintendo console until now.
But, like, there's... With the way that they've hyped the Switch, if it can't emulate, like, anything past the SNES, they might have an issue. Because they don't release games frequently enough to where they can just be like, oh, well, let me just pop out 4 games and you can play them for 3 hours.
The new systems that they already have can already go up to Nintendo 64 and GameCube.
On the Wii U, you can emulate GameCube?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Because it has like Double Dash and stuff on it, so
Ah.
pretty sure that's not playing
Wait,
on disc.
are
'cause
they
I don't think you can
remakes?
read the...
Are they remakes or
believe-
are they...
I think they're just ports. I think.
I need to look that up now.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. I now feel the need to look up to see if it's like did they port it, or is it like a console specific, like they made a version of it so that they can put it on the console. Because I know that on PS3 there were ports, but on PS4 they're remakes.
I believe
Well,
they were
some of them
still
are.
I believe they're still on their port page, so
Let me see.
I don't think they do a whole lot of remakes.
Wii U.
Unless it's like Resident Evil, but again, that's fucking Konami and whatnot.
Well, there's also the Crash games coming out. The Crash
they don't fuck
Insane
that up.
trilogy. I don't think they can fuck that up because it's the same company
you'd be
who already
surprised.
made the game. They're just
Hey,
doing it
make
again, but
they
more
make it a
graphically
pay
intensive.
Game. Everything you do, every single stage, you have to pay for each individual one.
Shut up, you.
That'll fuck it up.
Then it would
Just
have to be
saying,
free
they
and
could
not
easily
60
do
bucks.
They could still do it, and it would still
I-
piss you
I
off. 'Cause
know.
It pissed me off just for existing.
But like, it would be interesting if you could emulate like
Oh, okay then.
more games, because I know on PS4 they have some PS2 games, but they don't have very many yet, possibly
All of
because
them,
the PS4
yeah.
came out last year, give or take.
Yeah.
But like, because the PS4 is so new, it's not as stupid to think, hey, why does this only have like maybe 15 PS2 titles? What the hell? Well, that's probably because it didn't come out that long ago, but also because
That's-
it takes a hot minute to map everything properly to the console controller. Okay. Well, I looked it up.
Yes,
Wii U, GameCube games, and I found a very small list of games that work on I guess work on a Wii U, or that you can play on a Wii U naturally. And that would be Super Smash Bros. Melee, Pikmin 1, the Metroid Prime Trilogy, which is 2 out of 3 of those are for the GameCube. and 3 different Legend of Zelda games and Eternal Darkness, because, you know, everyone wants to have the headache that is Eternal Darkness.
We don't talk about it.
We don't. We avoid that.
I hate the Ripper.
I still like that there's so much, like, when I look up GameCube games on the Wii U or Wii U GameCube games, most of these pages are
filled with, like,
are titled
could have
Nintendo Don't. Like, a lot of them are called Nintendo Don't, which is generally like Nintendo can't do X thing because they're either really dumb or they just haven't figured out that that's a thing people want, which is generally the latter more than the former. We've seen them able to emulate their own games. They just don't like to. But
Which is weird.
yeah, a little bit. But like, it still boggles me that they, like, it took them to the Wii U to perfectly figure out how to emulate the N64. On the PC, we've had an N64 emulator since, I think, 2012.
Long time.
At least 2012. Maybe even earlier than that. We've had it for at least 6 years.
Like, way back in high school.
Yeah, so
Or
we've
even
had an
before that.
N64 emulator for at least 6 years. Maybe slightly longer.
At least for certain things. Not
We've
all
had a-
things, but
yeah.
like Zelda
We have
and Mario.
now it's completed,
Yeah.
but prior, prior to like recent years where they've gotten the code for more of the games, or they've gotten the cartridges so that they can properly emulate them, we didn't have all that many games that we could emulate properly. But now, is it for N64? You can probably emulate it. Is it something only 10 people have heard about? You can still probably emulate it. At least one of those guys is a nerd.
Pretty much. Someone
Like,
has the determination to put in things. that
and
people
now,
don't
like,
think that
you
they
you can probably emulate Eternal Darkness on your fucking phone. Like, you can emulate most Wii games on a GameCube emulator. You can't. You'll have to use the mouse for your control, like your movement. But aside from the motion control that has to be used with the mouse, you can play like Pokemon Battle Revolution on a GameCube emulator. Not sure why. I'm pretty sure that was one of the crappier Pokemon Stadium games, but I thought it was cool.
Probably.
That was a Pokemon Stadium game.
Yeah, Battle
Remember Kilo
Revolution was a
Darkness?
Pokemon
No,
Stadium
most people
game,
don't.
and nobody liked it. I played it.
Stadium franchise,
It was
or
weird.
just kind of based
It's
off of
it's supposed to be the third game in the series. In America, in Japan, it's the fourth game in the series because they had something else first. But Battle Revolution is one of their Stadium games. It's part of the series. Not that that has any relevance. None of them have a plot. It's just, hey, do you like Pokemon battles? Yeah, that's pretty much all these games have. But in Battle Revolution, the one thing I liked the most about it, partially because I'm the gun game guy, was the fact that there was a mode in Battle Revolution where you would get randomized Pokemon, your opponent would get randomized Pokemon, and you'd just see who could kick the other guy's ass the most efficient way. I thought that was really cool, but that's only because up until then, everyone who I knew that actually cared about Pokemon didn't care about Pokemon or wasn't good at it. With 2 exceptions. One of which being my sister, which doesn't really count.
Wait, what? We won.
But,
Thing died. I keep forgetting to switch to Rune.
like, with how easy it should be to emulate things.
Kill it.
With how easy it should be to emulate things, it's very surprising that we, like, there are people who are saying we'll have a Switch emulator in a few weeks after it comes out, when we still don't have any for the Xbox at all. Like, not even the original Xbox. Unless you have the discs, like the actual original Xbox disc for the game, you can't actually emulate it on PC. And even then, you need a special reader to read the disc properly. Otherwise, it'll say that you're an idiot and you put in the wrong disc.
Yeah.
Which is really annoying because there are some really good games on the original Xbox. that you can't play unless you have an original Xbox or you feel like shelling out an extra like $15 per game on the Xbox 360. Because I'm pretty sure you can't get Xbox 360 or Xbox original games on the Xbone anymore. If you ever could in the first place, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Xbone has emulators for pre-360. I know that you can emulate some 360 games, with the exception of the Rare Replay, which is everything Rare ever made.
That's just that.
Rare, the company that was once great, but then was purchased and sucked.
Yeah. Once they were purchased by Microsoft, they just kind of died.
It sounds a lot like a certain Minecraft.
Kiba, everything is getting purchased by Microsoft. They have a shit ton of money.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Generally, what's happening is becoming... Who owns them? Microsoft, PlayStation, or Nintendo for some reason. If it's none of those three, it's an indie developer. Or they're like
Why?
Sweden.
Because they don't like the big three, or because the big three don't like them.
It becomes either it's part of the big three, it's an indie developer, or they're allowed to just put it on every console. Like Ubisoft, they can make games for fucking everything. Why? Because their games are that generic. You want to play Assassin's Creed? You can play it on your phone, probably. You'll either really like it or you'll really hate it.
One on every system.
Yeah.
Even
or like
the DS, so they
like
were shit.
with most developers that aren't part of the big three, they're on everything. Literally everything. Otherwise, I'll be damned if you can find like most developers that aren't third party or aren't indie are generally owned by one of the big three. Which at this point, it's quickly becoming Bandai Namco is getting closer and closer to being owned by Sony, which isn't bad because that means we get a lot of Japanese games that are really cool. But for a while there, they were Sweden. Dark Souls 1, PC, Xbox, PS3. Dark Souls 2, PC, Xbox, PS3. Bloodborne, PS4. Dark Souls 3, again, it's on almost everything, but I think PS3 might get the DLC a week earlier.
I think that's
not that that's really relevant because everyone's gonna have it probably anyway. Because
if you have any of the YouTubers we mentioned earlier on your list, you already know things before the DLC even comes out.
Yeah, if you watch any of the Dark Souls, any of the Souls YouTubers or Soulsborne at this point, it doesn't matter. Once the DLC comes out, you know all of the DLC anyway.
That's a funny title skill.
I know. Soulsborne.
The Soulsborne. They've been born to souls.
It's funny because before, like, when Bloodborne came out, most people knew it as Blood Souls, and then it changed to Soulsborne.
Salty Blood Souls.
Yeah. It changed to Soulborne, and I don't know why, because previously it was Blood Souls, so the first word of Bloodborne and the second word of Dark Souls, but then it was the second word of both. Not the first word and the second word anymore. What the hell?
I don't know. Shippy whack, yo.
Shippy whack indeed. I like how I keep having a fluctuation. Like, I'll have one viewer, and then I'll have two viewers, and I'll have more. Like, and then it goes back down, and streams are weird.
Yeah. Pretty much. Not wrong.
One of the big things that I wish that that would actually happen, knowing that it will never happen, some of the games that were on, like, I'm sure that there are some people who own Xboxes but don't own PlayStations would like to play like Crash. Like, they would like to play some of the PlayStation games, or probably more likely Bloodborne than Crash, but still. Like, they would like to play some of the games that only PlayStation has, and vice versa. But I think I'm weird because I don't care for Xbox One games because everything on the Xbox One is probably on the PS4 if I for the games that I care about, because Scalebound was canceled and that's about all that is really coming out that I know of that's any good. That isn't coming out on fucking everything. But when it comes to the Xbox 360 or even the original Xbox, there's a few games that I would actually pay money for, mostly because my 360 can only last an hour, unless I have like 6 ice packs on it. But
Well,
I was sent an Xbox that was in a house fire. It's really sad. It needs a new heatsink, but I'm too lazy to go get one.
I think at the point it's been in a fire, it needs more than a fucking heat sink.
It probably needs a fan. Um, well,
I'm going to...
my issue with that is with new like some of the other games coming to PC is my laptop can't run shit. It's a laptop. It's not made to run anything. I can run. I think the only thing I could run that was actually a decent game was I could run Borderlands 2 at the lowest settings. Which is funny because I have a hard time running other games that are supposed to be less graphically intensive than Borderlands 2 on like any setting. Like I have a hard time playing Command and Conquer sometimes because it'll crash on my computer because my computer is that weird. But hey, Borderlands 2 I can play for a solid 3 hours and nothing happens.
Weird.
Which either means Borderlands 2 is about as graphically intensive as my lunch, or my laptop hates certain games.
Oh, holy. Okay.
Ah, that's really inconvenient.
Oh, goddamn skill.
Your what?
Holy shit.
What happened?
Somebody just flew at Mach 5 speed with a fucking wyvern towards my house. Oh, it scared the shit out of me. Oh, God.
Explanations that make Riley want to buy Ark.
Holy shit.
One game I will not be willing to pay for. You want Ark, you buy Ark.
Now I find a way to convince Tyler to purchase it.
I want a wyvern. No, not that close.
Like, if it came to, like, suddenly you were really, like, you just wanted to play a Yu-Gi-Oh game, I wouldn't be against like, if I had enough extra money to buy it, I wouldn't be against getting you, like, Legacy of Duelists or something. For
yeah,
Riley.
We'd never play together because you would just...
No, not that. What I'm hearing outside of the house.
Oh. What, Riley?
That is something we would never play together because you would just destroy me and I would get angry because angry Riley is only Riley.
Because Riley hates facing me in things. I didn't mean to play against me in, just like to have something to play. Though I do remember because you were very upset when you lost your Labyrinth tank in our verses of Duelist of the Roses.
Yeah, no, like, please kill me. The one time I get a good drop, my PlayStation freezes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Labyrinth Tank is one of those cards that's like, like you have to match 3 to get it.
Yep. And then the chance of getting anything good is still low.
Yeah, like, you have to match 3, but if you don't match 3 very specific cards, you're still gonna get crap. You match 3 bags of ass, you get 3 bags of ass.
Yep. Like,
but then you also get...
I get 3 of the person's deck leader in a row. I almost got Joey's fucking guy 3 in a row, which apparently can get you a Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Yeah.
Or...
if you get 3 Flame Swordsmen, you can get Red Eyes, which is awesome.
You can also get a Blue Eyes.
Yeah. Blue Eyes is weird because you can't get it from facing Kaiba. You can get the card to make Ultimate, but you can't get an actual Blue Eyes.
Yep.
You can get Blue Eyes from facing 90% of everybody else, just not Kaiba. You know, the guy who uses Blue Eyes.
Actually, you can. You can. You gotta get 3 Lord of D's in a row.
Isn't that a card he only has 1 of, and he only uses it at, like, the ass end of the duel when he's about to summon Ultimate Dragon?
No,
or am I just really unlucky?
Whatever. It's just whenever he does, it's like really far back in his spawn, and it's an area you don't want to be in.
Because, you know, Blue Eyes.
Yeah, he's gonna tear you in fucking half, spit you out and laugh in your face, call you a fucking faggot.
Yeah, because he's Kaiba, and
Why
that's
not?
what Kaiba does in all of the Yu-Gi-Oh games. And in that game, he's really bad because all of his cards are super strong, and you have to have like X deck worth in order to even duel most of the characters in that game. So if you just got off of a duel of like, I don't know, Merrick or something, who's like, oh man, my deck cost is really really low, so you have to match it by being even lower. And then Kaiba's like, oh, mine's like 3K. Come at me, bro. Suddenly, you're not really built for this. And you probably have too many fake traps in your deck.
Yeah.
I also noticed when I was looking into other Yu-Gi-Oh games, fake trap not actually that bad in actual Yu-Gi-Oh. It's just really bad in everything else.
Yep.
Because in everything else, it's like, oh man, fake trap. You know what that does? It counters Harpy's Feather Duster. Guess what that is? Banned. But in reality, fake trap in real Yu-Gi-Oh card game actually is like, oh man, you targeted a spell trap. I negate its destruction. Good job. Also, hello, Doge Rofam. That's a weird name, but hi. Welcome to stream. Apparently we're doing a Dex Mage, and I have almost no clothing on. Oh god, and there's a guy with a hammer. He's very upset. He's probably gonna kill me, and I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm pretty sure I'm dead anyway. I'm really low.
So I also love how during the stream we have 3 people playing 3 different things.
Yeah,
I'm playing
that's generally what happens. We have someone playing Call of Duty, someone playing Ark Survival, and me playing Dark Souls 3. Things that are in no way related to fucking anything. Chapter 1.
I'm sorry, I want to get stuff done.
I mean, this is a Dex Mage build, so yeah, I'll probably get the Dancer's Blades at some point. I don't remember if they scale off of Faith as well, or if it was just magic. So I'll have to look into that. If you have that knowledge for me, Dojo Fam, that'd be good to know. That way I know if I can use a decent boss weapon, or if I just have to consume all of their souls. With the exception of the tree, because the tree gives a really good deck spear. Crap, I screwed up.
I would assume that it would scale off of one or the other. I'm not sure if it's...
Well, it's because one of them uses... one of the blades is magic damage, the other one is fire damage.
Okay. I'll use it.
Ouch. Dodge. Please don't fall in pit of owie.
Oh,
Okay, I'll fall in pit of alley.
Undead Bone Shard.
Ouch.
I died. I had 3,786 or 89. It's fine. Yeah, I'll probably end up going into if I'm doing Dex Mage, I'll probably get Dancer's Twin Swords when I get there. Until then, I'm gonna keep getting my ass kicked because I forgot to go get the proper fragrant young white branch.
Gil, did you fuck up?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Oh, I forgot to go back and trade in my Estus shards.
Oh.
I am dead. I'm gonna go back and trade in my Estus shards and upgrade my Estus Flask so I can survive. Maybe get some fucking health. Shit that I need, chapter 1. I don't actually know how long the stream is gonna last though.
Tactical specialist.
I've been streaming for about 3 hours now, almost. 2 hours, 56 minutes. Somehow I've screwed up just enough times on this depraved start Dex Mage to where it's taken me 2 hours and 56 minutes to not get to the second boss. And that's really bad. Usually by now I would be at I would at least be starting the other area, Fair and Keep. Oh, cool! I have 4 viewers. Hello, ladies and oh no, someone left. Fine.
Probably because he called him a lady.
Why are you gonna get my hopes up like that?
Well, I start usually when I when I see I have new viewers. I'm like, hello, ladies and germs. Partially because I'm weird and
See,
it's
that
what
was
I
the
do.
problem. They didn't accept your.
I didn't even get to say germs. I said ladies. All the single
Exactly.
ladies.
It was a he.
So, don't get so butthurt about things, bro. I'm gonna go to the cliff underside and get the fragrant branch or the white branch, so I can actually go and collect all the shines in there, so I can actually get some good-ish stuff. Because I could really use armor that isn't cloth.
Shit.
I have most of my armor, with 2 exceptions, is a literal tattered cloth and the master's robe,
Fuck's sakes.
which means my actual defense from my chest piece and pants is like 10.
Lovely.
Oh, God, what the hell does that mean? Hello, Simon Bino, or Beno, or whatever. I don't know what Cocotina means.
Belmont.
Yeah, I was going to, but that's not what the name is.
Mr. Belmont. It's a
Hello, Mr.
pleasure to make
Belmont.
your acquaintance.
Welcome to the party. Way to sound like Spoopy Spook Man there. Me? I suck.
Are you talking to me or yourself?
Yes.
You're an asshole.
Oh,
Yes,
you
I
guys
am.
are talking creepy. I kill one person and fucking my specialist is just like, he's dead.
Cadaverous. Oop.
Oh, thank you, Dojro fam. I got a new sub. That's cool.
Oh, no.
Yay.
So, hey, maybe maybe in the new year I'll break 60.
I wouldn't hold your breath. You know what? You know what, Scott?
I wouldn't either.
The
That would be
year-
really obnoxious. Breathing would become very difficult.
Not breathing would become very difficult.
Not breathing would be the thing that makes normal breathing very difficult. Are there 2 of you assholes attacking me? Because that's not fun. That's not
moment-
fair.
That moment when somebody
And yet we're
blows
playing
off your
Dark Souls,
leg-
so it probably is going to happen.
So my leg, I got hit by like the fucking Dykes grenade launcher, and it blew off my leg, and I could see the gib of what was supposed to be my leg, but it was a hand.
Oh boy.
This game.
Much broken, all the broken.
10 out of 10.
Much fuck all
I'm
the
surprised
dogs.
nobody else has whipped out a brekkie and started just fucking dunking on me.
Alright. Well, on my way to go get the thing, I have to pass Sigurd of Katarina. Our jolly Katarina knife. I keep hitting my mic by accident because I suck.
Oh my god. Heat breaker, you fucking
Ba, ba, ba,
cunt.
bwam.
Got a fucking cunt, you hear me?
Man,
What?
so far, we've went from talking about the Nintendo Switch to talking about people being cunts. What a great change.
Topics for days, ladies and germs. Topics for days.
Yep.
We could be talking about why Call of Duty included dabs in their games.
White supremacy!
Shut up,
White
Kiva.
supremacy, that's why there are dabs.
I don't know, it just popped into my head. I'm like, well,
Only
we're gonna
white,
talk about
only
anything.
white people dab. PC
I mean, I'm pale as
Master
shit,
is
so I
full
think I'm in
of
my
dab
own
masters.
category of fucked.
Yeah, Kiva's just a ghost. Live
I'm a
ghost.
ghost. Yeah, I'm a ghost. Not exactly anything special.
He is the Shadow of Mordor.
The moment you use your speed boost to become Sonic, you get to the other side of the map, there's no one there. You're just sitting there like.
Use the boost to get through. Wait, no, that
You
kills
know,
people.
like a fuck you thing. It really wasn't.
Ow! I mean, if you're here for the next stream, probably, because I think this one's gonna end as soon as I get to the boss. Might fight the boss once or twice, and then if I can't kill him, I'll just end the stream. But until then, I have to go through this so I can get my authority ring, so I'm actually useful in hand-to-hand combat. And because I'm a pleb, I keep forgetting that I actually have magic. I have sorcery. I have sorcery, I just keep forgetting to use it. Dodge the beast. Oh god, I didn't dodge the beast.
No, not that beast.
I have one hit left. I'm being chased by a bunch of dogs, a bunch of hollows, and some of those giant guys with the, super saws.
That's my
Lovely.
favorite thing.
Luckily, I had at least one Estus. Unluckily, ouch.
Why did that only go to 2 of them? That's dumb.
Alright, well, I think the big thing will probably be... What am I gonna... I think I'm gonna do another stream today, I just don't know what I'm gonna do it of yet. What, Giba?
I'm trying to get my incubation chamber set up for making the babies. But, I just connected a circuit that was supposed to go to all six of my AC units. For some odd reason, only touched 2 of them.
I'd touch you or two.
Nobody asked you.
Too bad.
Damn it, Nail.
The answer, Dojro fam, I think I have maybe 7 or 8 that are completed. No, because I have 4 on my first guy. I have, not counting this guy, I think I have 2 stream characters and 2 or 3 like for fun characters that are completed. A lot. The answer is a lot. Ow.
Go catch me one of those. Go catch me one of those. You know, yeah, I'll go on a taming hunt. Where's my gun?
You know what? I think the if I do a stream later, I'll probably do like a I'll probably do something like Smite.
Fuck me in the pussy that I don't have.
I hope you don't have one of those.
Wow, discriminative.
So? Bitch, run my stream. Discriminate everybody.
What did I have in that slot?
61.
What could it have been?
70. God damn it. Ah, no. I suck.
Oh, it was a sword. I remember.
You know what?
Now. It was a sword
Fuck
and a
it.
spear.
Don't need the ring. Come back and get the ring when I have more armor.
Well, you said you need it.
I know, but I can't survive because I don't have armor or carrying capabilities. So every time
That's too bad.
every time I go towards the
How the fuck
giant,
did you get inside my pen?
Fucking cunt. Hate people that just run around with nothing to
Fine, you
do
can
with it.
stay, but don't stay for too long, little guy. I'm going to kill you while I'm away.
I'm gonna fucking lose it. There's just some cunt running around with, like, flashbangs,
God, this
stun
is rough.
grenade, and an axe.
Yeah, flashbangs and stuns were really obnoxious.
Like, he's just going melee only, and it disgusts me how effective it is.
Is he playing as the guy with the
The
hyperspeed?
Ripper?
Stabby stab.
He's playing with. Wait, is the Ripper the minigun or is it the?
No.
Ripper's-
No, that's
No.
that's Reaper.
Yeah. This is the dude with the stabby stab for the hand.
I don't think so. Like, I can't tell what he is. He's fucking so colored.
Oh.
He might be playing Heat Break.
Really?
A lot of people do it, so you, if like...
Oh yeah, because his
running
fire
into
stuns you and
enemy.
you can just walk up and punch people, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
totally forgot
Wasn't
about
the general characters for like melee kind of class builds in that game pretty
It's
much
either the dude with the stabby stab for the hand
Supersonic?
It's Rune Spectre or fucking Heat Break, basically.
Yeah. Pretty much the guy,
Spectre, I think that was the guy.
the guy
with the
that
stabby
has the
stab.
super speed, the guy that has the twin blades, the guy that has a stun. Enjoy FF15. It's fun. We still haven't beaten it yet.
For fuck's sake.
Don't remind me, shit.
I think we gotta stop using axe only. Other than
I would stream it, but I noticed my internet is not stable right now. It's very twitchy.
Okay.
I mean, I could technically stream it on your channel, but I think Kiki Nona is set to my account now. And I don't remember if
It
I can
is.
trade it off.
You probably can. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Oh
'cause
my
people do
God.
swap Twitch accounts and shit.
Okay. I know who the melee only person is playing as.
Huh.
They're playing as Sarah. The person with the
Oh, really?
fucking golden gun.
I
Oh,
thought
boy.
people didn't play my character.
Are you autistic? Your ability doesn't help in any way. Unless you want to start using a gun. In which case you're a coward that can't stick to your own fucking methods.
Oh, why would you do a level 1 run of fucking 15? That seems like a really, really difficult
How do
idea.
you do a level? Oh, does
You
that mean
never
just
sit
never
at a bonfire. Ever.
Sleep? Oh no, because that means it's always nighttime.
Yep.
At least as far as I'm aware, it's always nighttime, because nighttime lasted for fucking ever, and like, I think it was supposed to switch to daytime, and it never did.
It does, but it takes a
one
long
point.
time.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it again either.
I love how I'll watch an angle for like a good like 3 seconds to make sure nobody turns the corner and kills me, and I'm like, alright, I'm good. The second I look away, somebody shows up and murders me.
You're
yeah,
playing
still
Call of
something that
Duty,
is
that
nice
shouldn't
about
surprise you. Yo.
The monsters that were added for PC were the exact same monsters that they added for console,
Fucking
and they added them the same day.
Well, that's interesting.
So this is actually one of the ones that cares about both
One of the 4.
sides instead of just the one. Looking at you, Payday.
God, Payday hates everyone that isn't a PC player.
Payday, you're an asshole. I get it, it's called Payday, but you guys really need to stop it with the I like getting money. What was that?
Man, we're 3 hours in and we...
Haven't run out of topics?
Yeah. we're 3 hours in. We haven't run out of any topics yet, but I haven't made very much progression once I got to the Cursed Great Hollow. I guess see you later, Dodro fam. Thank you for subscribing. Also, Kiba, there's a carnival pack. Or there's an event pack for 15 for Christmas. A holiday pack that's still free.
Oh, it's free?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For what?
For FF15.
The fuck
Oh,
is
it
that
also
for?
forces a no level up.
Huh.
One of the items that you get in the event pack, it makes it so that you can't level up. There's an
Huh.
accessory in. Oh no, not the holiday pack. This is the actual carnival event that started a few days ago. To where you can't level up, it literally will not let you.
Interesting.
Like instead of gaining XP, you'll, I guess, just
Money or
gain,
something.
yeah, money or something like that, depending on the weapon you use.
Well, I mean, all things considered, when it comes to 15, most of the shit that matters is your equipment. It's not your level.
But your level does
'Cause you
help
can
because
get
it increases your
you can get
HP.
AP, you can get AP and skills and stuff without it. And certain
The big
accessories
thing
they
for
give
level
you more
though
health.
is it gives you more health and more mana. So if you're gonna use like spells and summons, I would assume that you would need a lot of mana.
Fuck me, Daddy.
Jeez.
It finally happened.
Oh my god,
It's
he
time
saved
to
up over
go.
1,000,000 XP.
Oh my god, dude.
I think he's almost at the end of the game though. So that might be why.
Fair.
Like once you've made enough progression, 1,000,000 ain't that much.
Fair.
Because it's an FF game, and in FF games, 1,000,000 is only a lot for the first, like, hour.
First while.
Generally, like, the first
Let's see if I
hour,
can get a
maybe
pair
two.
of- If not, I'll go get another art. Is that a purple? Is that a purple or a red? Might be red. Like purple.
God, I'm having audio hiccups now.
Padding.
I'm adding. Kids.
Riley, you're never going to get a soda from him. He lives in the States.
I know, I was just about to say.
Look at that.
Irrelevant Jinx, go!
I'm also kind of poor. You know, there's that.
Well, you
Kind
know
of.
what? Might find a way.
Yeah? Yep. Alright, so this will be probably the only attempt for this boss, because well, the second attempt, but also the last attempt, because it's supper time now for me.
Hello, idiot.
Got it. Oh, this guy doesn't do poison. He does the other thing that nobody likes.
Oh, don't die.
Frostbite, bleed?
No. Equipped corrosion.
Oh. Meh.
Oh, nice. When you're playing as the fucking... Yeah.
Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Comment, rate, subscribe, and let me know if there's any items in the in Dark Souls 3 that you'd like to see me try on my Dex Int character. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Also, Kiva, he's on chapter 8 of 15.